college football player, the heat is on. Those grueling two-a-days are finally over. The coaches expect everyone to be ready. The preseason hype is one. Have you asked yourself, did you work hard enough? War Memorial Stadium in Little Rock, the Arkansas Razorbacks host the powerful Miami Hurricanes. Welcome, everybody. I'm Brett Musburger. When last we saw Miami, they were finger-pointing their way to a big win over Texas in the Cotton Bowl. A lot has happened since then. The officials are going to crack down on taunting. It'll be a quick 15 yards. And 11 members of that Miami team were drafted by the National Football League. 3 signed on as free agents. And also, they have a new golden boy at the controls. He is Gino Torretta, whose older brother once backed up the legendary Vinny Testaverde in his Heisman Trophy year. And so, Dick Vermeil, it will be Gino Torretta moving under your expert gaze here today.
Well, Brent, 2 years ago, I had the opportunity to do the Miami-Michigan State game, and that's when the starting quarterback, Craig Erickson, got hurt, and Gino Winter took over, and he really did a nice job. He directed him to a 26-20 win, and later that year, he went on to throw for a school record 468 yards in one game. He can throw the football. Now, you mentioned 11 guys into the National Football League. Hey, in watching their last 2 Saturday scrimmages on tape, I don't think they'll miss them by midseason. In fact, they'll forget their names. The taunting rule, I think that's going to be good for Miami. They'll have better focus, better discipline.
All right, for Arkansas, meanwhile, this will be either a season of revival or a fight for survival. They're coming off a 3-8 year, and we'll be right back with the kickoff.
College football. Brought to you by Today's Chevrolet, who invites you to see why more people are winning with the heartbeat of America. And by Payne Weber. We believe our most important investment is an investment in relationships.
On an overcast afternoon, one of the great kickers in the history of Miami Hurricane football, Carlos Huerta has it on the tee as Miami wins the toss, and Freddie Bradley, young man out of California, is in center field. Winning the toss, Miami opted to get the ball to start the second half. They'll go on defense to start this game. And Huerta drives Bradley deep into the end zone where he downs it. And now it will be the Arkansas Razorbacks with their first series. And the key man for them is their quarterback, number 6, Gary Adams, who is nicknamed Peanut, will bring an emotional team out onto the field. One thing we expect out of Jack Crow's club is high intensity here in the early going. But the focus will be on Adams. He has good running backs. Chris Kirby, more of a blocking fullback. E.D. Jackson will get the call. If they can get the ball outside to Caldwell and Dickerson, a lot of speed. It's a young offensive line. Mark Henry is the veteran. He anchors it. Isaac Davis switches over now from defense to offense to start at guard. The first play of the game, Arkansas in the eye, and Adams sprinting out for a first down. Out to the 37-yard line. Darrell Williams tripping him up. And let's check that Miami defense that now will try to hold him in check. But first we get another look at the young quarterback sprinting out.
This is the one thing Gary Adams can do. He can both run and throw. He comes off a bootleg action. He comes out on a naked, and they want to run about one of these plays about every 10 snaps today, Brent, to keep that defense in place. Slow them down.
Good linebackers. Darrell Williams, All-American candidate at free safety. An 18-yard run by Adams. gives the Razorbacks a 1st and 10, and the tailback slipped. E.D. Jackson slipped on the handoff. There's been a lot of rain in the Little Rock area over the last 24 hours, and that's one of the first players we've seen lose his footing here today.
Here you see the AstroTurf was a little bit slippery, but actually I think Gary Adams just bumped into him and knocked him off balance. A little bit excited, that young quarterback.
Using the fullback, Kirby, getting him to have a feel for that defensive line of Miami's. He gets out to the 40, and this is going to leave them with a 3rd and 8, and we'll see if Adams puts it up early.
Well, Jack Froh, the head football coach at Arkansas and the offensive coordinator, said he would like to establish the fullback up inside, then come off with the option. Now, that wasn't a nice way to start out establishing the fullback. See, he didn't make an inch. But if they can do that, they think they can then get the ball on the perimeter with the option play.
Tracy Caldwell and Lee Keith, 2 of the wide receivers. Adams, backside pressure, and could not get it off. As Rusty Medeiros, number 98, the veteran of that defensive line, closes in on the Arkansas quarterback.
Well, Rusty Medeiros came into this year with 10 sacks on the season last year. And this young man, he wanted to throw right away as he set up. Pattern taken away downfield. Then he starts to scramble. By that time, Medeiros gets there.
So the deep man, Kevin Williams, is the fastest member on this Hurricane team. And Pete Rather, who came to this school on a baseball scholarship out of Minnesota.
That's a return tight ball.
And let's watch Williams go to work.
That's a return tight ball.
Blinding speed at the 45 across midfield and down into Arkansas territory across the 45-yard line. So when you come back, Gino Torretta and the Hurricanes will have their first series of a new season.
Mom, tell the truth. Is everything all right?
Is this where we reverse roles?
Be serious. I mean, you won't have to sell the house or anything, will you?
Well, why would I do that?
Oh.
Look, when you were away at school, Dad met with Greg Hall down at Payne Weber.
No, that was 10 years ago.
They set up this annuity just in case anything happened.
So you have enough?
More than enough every month.
How'd the Payne Weber guy know back then what Daddy wanted for you?
You asked.
Everything that flies needs fuel. Jetliners get theirs from BP, one of the nation's largest suppliers of aviation fuel. At 300 airports around the country, we supply the fuel and help keep the airlines humming. BP.
In my considered opinion, it's okay to enjoy mowing one's lawn. Oh, for heaven's sake. In fact, my snapper significantly enhances my sense of well-being. Of course, my snapper dealer was kind enough to offer a 14-day money-back test drive. The good man really stands behind his machines. So if you're looking for emotional satisfaction, my advice to you is seek professional help. That's right. See your snapper dealer. Anything less just won't cut it.
The American Championship Racing Series continues as Farm Away leads a powerful field in the Island Handicap. Plus the Arlington Million, all tomorrow on ABC Sports.
He's from Dallas, Texas, and Kevin Williams has been timed in the 40 at 4.28.
It was a low punt, and you can see they already have the coverage flanked. He's already outside and running.
1st and 10, and Torretta on 1st down. Incomplete. Tried to hit Darrell Spencer, number 35. Well defended by Curtis Banks, number 23. He is one of the best of the defensive backs here for Arkansas. So Torretta, and behind him, Stephen McGuire, their leading rusher of a year ago, Spencer, Thomas, and Horace Copeland. And Copeland has a long pass designed in the first series. Young offensive line, they'll be tested here today. Let's see now if they try to find Copeland or they come back with a more conservative play and use McGuire. They do. They hand to the fullback, and he is short. Puts it down on the carpet. Michael James, number 7, recovers for Arkansas.
Miami sure didn't want to come into the stadium and excite Arkansas and excite the fans, because these people really get fired up when something goes right, brother. You'll see he breaks outside the perimeter right here. He's running clean. Now he has the ball loosely held in his left arm. Now he turns up inside like this. Now he's got to protect it. It was stripped out. You saw it bounce out of there. He's got to get that right arm over the ball and protect it and keep that elbow down.
The young man who recovered that fumble, huddling with a defensive assistant. Now it's up to Gary Adams. Off a fake on first down, throws a badly thrown ball, incomplete. His intended receiver was tight end Kirk Botkin, and he slipped down.
You know, I watched Gary Adams throw on the practice field Thursday in Fayetteville, and they said he's coming off the best week and a half of practice he's had in his career, but he didn't throw very well on Thursday. It was a bad day for him.
The young man is out of Springfield, Missouri. He's a standout quarterback at Central High School there, was recruited by Kenny Hatfield. Tony Jeffrey, now the tailback for the Razorbacks, off the delay. He breaks up the middle. Jeffrey is into Kane territory.
You'll see that they got both tackles turned out. You'll see here and here, and they pop the draw right up inside. Now watch the center block. See, they spread it around. The fullback leads. They got the tackles out. Good block on the inside linebacker. Good lead block there. That's why they have that fullback there. The Coffeyville Junior College transfer starts out right.
17-yard burst for Jeffrey. Now first and 10. Jeffrey gets the call again, and he finds a crease in that defensive line. Michael Barrow, the middle linebacker, number 56, brings him down at the 41-yard line.
The one thing that really impressed me in watching the Saturday scrimmage tapes of Miami is the speed on defense. Yes, they're a little bit inexperienced, but they can all really run.
For the Razorbacks, this is 2nd and 4. Underway in Little Rock and no score. Second series for the Hogs. Fumble on the exchange.
You're going to have some of that in the first game. You don't anticipate it. You don't want it as a coach, but you know it's going to happen.
The problem here is that Adams fumbled his first 3 snaps when he was sent into a game against Tulsa. He has had exchange difficulties.
Yes, you know, he's probably just a little bit anxious. Let's blame the quarterback on the first one, okay? Now, the quarterback coach, Charlie Weatherby, will say, well, that's the center's problem. That's Mark Henry's problem.
3 yards the Razorbacks need for the first down. Adams will keep it. Now he pitches. Jeffrey runs it down and out of bounds.
See, that's the advantage of the option if you execute it cleanly. You can stop the defense with a fake to the inside with a fullback. Then you have to take that quarterback on and slow the defense down, and then he gets it pitched out. Now watch this nice shot here. He makes the fake to the fullback goes on around, he gets tackled there, now he's flipping it out there. See, that slowed down the defense, allowed him to get outside. It was just a high pitch.
Now that was Michael Barrow, the middle linebacker, who had a hold of Adams. On 4th and 1, the crowd doesn't like the fact that Jack Crow is going to punt here right away. You should keep an eye on the short man here, too, we might add.
Rather is a real good pooch punter. He'll pop it up there real good. I saw him doing it on the practice field the other day. Now, maybe not this time, but he did a good job.
He stops it inside the 5.
Nice job.
He buries Miami at the 1-yard line. The scouting report by Dick Vermeil pays off. We'll be right back.
Caprice is a new benchmark. A high-quality, performance-oriented, full-size sedan. Look at the attention to detail. The perfect fit.
The body is practically invincible with its extensive use of two-sided galvanized steel. And for all that, it now comes with a little 24-karat gold.
Chevrolet Caprice Classic LTZ is Motor Trend Car of the Year.
It's the kind of car an owner will brag about to friends.
And now it's easy to win with a heartbeat.
Scoreless, 1st and 10. Miami back on the 1-yard line. Gino Torretta, the quarterback. McGuire is behind him. Arkansas looking for a safety if they can get it. Torretta out of the end zone.
Got it.
Hit as he releases the ball. He's got Copeland. Here it is. Copeland breaks free. They won't stop him. 99 yards. Gino Torretta to Horace Copeland. The Canes are back.
Play action pass, throws the inside safety. He didn't get over to help on the corner. Now you're throwing the ball to Horace Copeland. He's not just a typical wide receiver. He gets decked right there. You're throwing the ball to a guy that can high jump 7 feet, can long jump 24 foot 5 inches, and can run. He just demonstrated that.
Carlos Huerta has never missed an extra point in his collegiate career. Narrower goalpost, and it doesn't matter. Huerta hammers through another one now, and he's hit 142 straight extra points as Copeland goes the distance on 1st and 10. Pro and his Arkansas staff stunned right now as Miami, buried back on its own 1-yard line, bails itself out. So many things happened on that play. First of all, Gino Torretta steps up and says, "This is my team," and he takes him quickly for the touchdown after the quarterback controversy. Brian Forte, beaten out, transferring to Rutgers. We'll have an opportunity to hear from that young man a little bit later in the broadcast. Now the pressure squarely on Arkansas. After they were in such favorable position, now they must battle from behind.
And you know something? The coaches backed up what they said they were going to do. They said they were going to go to Copeland deep early in the ballgame, and they did it. And I wouldn't doubt that that's a school record. It's hard to throw a ball much further than 99 yards for a touchdown. The old record was 88 yards, so that is a new record.
We had an opportunity to ask Brian Forte why he left Miami after Gino Torretta was named #1. Here's what he had to say.
Well, Coach, if I beat him out, are you gonna feel, are you gonna be comfortable with me as the quarterback? And he said, Brian, if you beat him out, you're the quarterback. And I did beat him out. I threw for 500 yards in the fall. I threw less interceptions than he did. I threw more touchdowns than he did. He threw for 166 yards in 2 scrimmages, and I threw for 498 or something. I performed on the field, and the people down there, they didn't resent me when I left. They understood the situation. Everybody saw what went on, and it was just a matter of I couldn't take a chance with my football career there anymore.
So Brian Forte moves to Rutgers. He will sit out this year, expected to take over a pro-style offense up there next year. And remember, Miami and Rutgers, 2 members of the new Big East football conference. So that sets up an interesting confrontation between these 2 teams down the road. But this is Torretta's team. They lead it by a touchdown. Freddie Bradley and Carlton Calvin in the game. Bradley's first call from scrimmage, and he makes his way to the 24 and into the arms of number 56, who has been everywhere, Michael Barrow.
You know, last Saturday in the scrimmage, he stepped up and took on the offensive center, Mark Henry, their offensive center from Miami, their starter, and just dropped him about as well as any linebacker can drop him. He's a physical specimen at that point of attack.
Now 2nd and 5. Caldwell in motion. Bradley again on the delay, running away from Barrow for the first down and breaking free to the 42-yard line. Herbert James gets him out of bounds.
There was an exceptionally fine block thrown by the tight end, Lindsey, number 88, on that play. He actually put the guy on his back and pancaked him. Let's see if we can see that from the end zone here. It'll be on the right side of your screen. He breaks back. Now he's drawing here. Now see the penetration. Now watch to the right side of your screen. You'll see the pancake block right there. Boom! That's a 3-point pin. Nice job there, Mr. Lindsey.
First and 10. Adams to throw. And he wanted the safety valve. E.D. Jackson, the intended receiver. It'll be 2nd and 10. Adams now 0 for his first 2 passes.
Here it is, penetration right there, and he tries to flip it out there to his layoff back, number 8, E.D. Jackson. You know, E.D. Jackson's name is Edward Donald, but the players told me the other day it really stands for extremely dangerous.
Much more dangerous if he gets the ball in his hands.
He'll have to prove that today.
There's E.D., the veteran tailback. And the fullback gets the call. That was Calvin, the freshman, getting his first call. Well, this year, all of college football, with the exception of a handful of Notre Dame home games, come to ABC. So here's an idea of what you're going to be seeing in the weeks ahead. Regionalized coverage. The Pac-10 is at Ohio State with Arizona. Then the Big Ten, Michigan, takes on the Big East, Boston College. And we have Southeastern Conference underway. LSU against Georgia. And out in the Pac-10, Washington, Stanford. All of those games covered at 3:30 Eastern time next Saturday here on ABC. 3rd and 9, time remaining there in the first quarter. Adams with time, throws incomplete. Wanted his tight end that time. And
right.
That was Lindsey.
Tried to get the ball in the seam there, and actually as a quarterback, he set up and he overstrided. And when you overstride plant to throw, you lose a lot of arm strength, and you don't get it there like you normally would.
Pete Rather in to punt again.
He better get it up much higher than the last punt.
Well, the last one he buried them back on the 1-yard line. The one previously he allowed Williams to return. Under pressure.
That's a good one.
At the 18, Williams with a nifty step. Breaks free. To the 25. And finally out of bounds, and a penalty marker comes down. He is out of bounds. He will break free, but he had stepped out back around the 30-yard line, and there is a penalty marker down on the play. But isn't he dangerous?
Speed at every position. Not only important for the return man, but all the people forming the wall, all the people doing the blocking, all mobile athletes. You'll see Kevin Williams, see the balance. He puts his hand down. He bounces back up. Now you'll see him use a little move right. Not good tackling right there. Block. There's where he stepped on the out-of-bounds line, right there.
This is a split crew between the Southeastern Conference and the Big East. There is a clipping call on the return, so Miami will have the ball when you come back on the 18-yard line.
From the Far East to Europe. Across the Caribbean and throughout North America, only one airline covers so much of the world with so much warmth.
For the past 2 years, more hardworking truck owners switched to Chevy than to any other truck. And now Chevy full-size pickup is America's best-selling truck. Number one, for one simple reason. They work.
The heartbeat of America.
Today's number one truck is Chevrolet.
Your biggest competitor is working on a proposal for the same job you're after.
You want this to be enlarged?
They have about the same idea as you do.
Copy this slide.
The only difference is...
Let's print it.
They own a Canon color laser copier, and you don't. Who would you give the job to? If you think you can't afford a Canon color laser copier, maybe you can't afford to be without one. Call 1-800-OK-CANON.
In Little Rock, with Dick Vermeil, I'm Brent Musburger, and it's a pleasure for both of us to be working with Cheryl Miller, who will be down below all season long. Cheryl, welcome.
Thanks a lot, Brent. Well, I was in the locker room before the game, and Coach Crow, in his address to his players, was very calm but very deliberate. He told his team that your preparation and ability is equal to the test, and how you think will control how you play. He finished by saying, take the fight to Miami and keep it there for 60 minutes. Well, guys, we saw how quickly Miami can strike. I think they may have their hands full.
Cheryl, thank you. Taking the fight to him that time was Henry Ford, number 92. He got in on McGuire and threw him for a 3-yard loss.
Henry Ford is a sophomore. He lettered as a true freshman, and they consider him potentially the best big-time player in that defensive line. He was an all-district player in high school, undecided on his academic desires right now, but doing a good job on the field.
Motion with Martin Patton, who was checked into the game. They wanted Patton. It is incomplete. Ray Lee Johnson was boring in on the quarterback that time. There's Ray Lee, number 99. Later today, we'll have the third round. That's the Greater Milwaukee Open coming up live right here on ABC. Yesterday, leaderboard. Robert Gamez, 17 under. So the third round is coming up right after. Third down. Under pressure. Toretta hit as he releases. And a good defensive series turned in by the Razorbacks.
Well, you can recognize already in the first game that Arkansas is playing here that their pass rush is better than it was last year. They had 18 sacks on the season last year, 9 of which they got on the last game of the season against SMU. They feel now that their defensive line, led by Mackenzie Phillips, is the strongest part of their football team.
Timeout.
They have a timeout called here.
They only had 10 men on the field.
So they use a timeout. Across the way, we see their coach, Dennis Erickson. Gino Toretta is only 1 of 4. It was a big one, 99-yard touchdown. And, of course, Dennis has weathered the quarterback controversy of choosing Toretta over Brian Forte. And here's what he had to say on that issue.
We had to make a decision who we thought was the best quarterback that was going to help us win. Obviously, as a coach, you're going to play the person that you think is going to win because you get hard and fired on that. But then we decided that it was going to be Gino, and Brian felt that he should start, and that's his opinion, and he decided to leave. So right now, the person that puts a lot of pressure on is Frank Costa, who was our second quarterback.
Right now, Miami is punting the ball away. Paul Snyder, his first punt of the afternoon. And he drives the return man back to the 39-yard line. So Kirk Collins returns the punt. It's going to be spotted there at the 42. Arkansas trailing by 7 points. The offensive coordinators in your conversation with Arkansas, what have they not been able to do? Do we blame it all on the quarterback so far?
No, not so. They do want to establish the fullback inside, come off with the option outside. They have not been able to do that well. He said if they can't do a good job with their I formation running attack, then they're going to end up ultimately being in trouble.
There is the toss, and Bradley, a good-looking running back here today, to the 48-yard line on 1st and 10. So Freddie Bradley now working behind Chris Kirby.
You know, Bradley came out of Moore Park Junior College. He broke O.J. Simpson's national junior college record, TD rushings, 55, points scored, 346, and all-purpose yardage. So the guy has some running ability.
Well, the folks in Arkansas should remember that number and name. 22, Freddie Bradley.
Oh, contact.
Right in the middle of the line. Kenny Lopez came across, and there was contact.
Here he is at the nose guard position, right in the center of your screen. Now, it must have been a hard count by the quarterback, meaning that he emphasized one number call a little louder than another. It drew him offside. Now, there he is lined up close enough the ball to smell it, and you're supposed to go when it moves, and he jumps on the sound.
And he'll watch the next play from the Miami sideline.
Defensive line coach Bob Karmalowicz got him out of there.
Arkansas into Kane territory. One big play, the difference in this game so far.
Unbalanced line.
Bradley drops the pitch. Miami pounces on the loose ball.
I think it's a turnover, Brent.
Anthony Hamlet recovers.
They tossed the ball deep, and there was penetration right in the middle of your screen by the defensive right end. See, there he is right there. He actually dropped the ball, though, before the penetration by Kevin Patrick, 86, getting there. He dropped it prior to that. Sometimes you start running before you receive the toss.
Now Now Toretta at midfield. Copeland is out far to his left. McGuire lines up as that single running back, and they send him in motion. Receivers flood the defense. The umpire gets in the way, and Lamar Thomas catches the pass, and we've got an injured official. He is down at the 49. He got thumped. He is hurt. You'll see on the replay, he took a major league blow. Rusty Spindell.
Concentrate on the right center of your screen. Now he's left center of your screen. You'll see the umpire standing right there. He's trying to get out of the way. He gets hit in the back, then he gets hit in the front. The ball pops up in the air. Boy, he actually was a stationary target there for 2 people.
You know, it's so ironic. Just a short time ago, I was down with Rusty down in the officials' locker room. He's out of the New Orleans area. A Cajun umpire, his mother, Enola Spindell, celebrating her 80th birthday last week, and he wanted to send along best wishes to his mother, proving that officials do have mothers. And now, Enola, the key thing you want is word that your son is okay. He took a major league hit. An umpire, the toughest thing about that spot on the field is just what you saw. The action comes right at you from every side, and it is by far the most dangerous officiating spot in the game of football. Right there, the umpire. See how he's right there in the pit area?
See, and he's moving forward mechanically just like he's supposed to, but the defender coming from the back. You'll see him come in, and he'll push him into another defender coming from the front. Boom, boom. There he gets smashed right there. And remember, they're not wearing helmets.
Well, he has tended to. We want to remind everybody that Monday Night Football, and it's a big night, 8 Eastern time. We're going to have a preview of the season. And then coming up, one you've waited for, Dick Vermeil, the San Francisco 49ers against the New York Giants. A year ago, who would have thunk it? Jeff Hostetler against Steve Young. But what do you think about that game?
Well, I'll tell you, they have a new football coach in Ray Hanley, and Ray Hanley is a tough son of a gun. He was as a football player at Stanford. He'll do a good job there. The 49ers, with all that experience, I'm sort of leaning to the 49ers winning the whole thing and maybe getting back in that Super Bowl.
I find it interesting that when a coach like Bill Parcells leaves, that when a season starts, the players out to prove that it wasn't just his genius, play well.
Yeah.
And then you start to miss that a little bit later on in the year. We'll see if that happens. And Rusty up and getting a nice round of applause here. He's going to come off to the sideline. Yeah, you bet.
Tough way to make a buck, right?
But a nice smile. And so Enola,
happy birthday.
Son Rusty is feeling much better right now. And happy birthday back there in New Orleans. I'll bet you he's back before this game is over. He has to sit out, you know, under rules. He's got to sit out one play. Okay, where are we in the game? 2nd and 7, George Hill tells me. Gino Toretta brings him up to the line. Miami on a 99-yard touchdown pass leads Arkansas 7-0. And the handoff to the fullback, who pounds his way to the 43-yard line, where Mick Thomas, number 48, who led the Southwest Conference in tackles a year ago, along with Tyrone Chapman, brings him down.
You know, you mentioned Mick Thomas leading the Southwest Conference. He's out of Bakersfield. Nobody in the Pac-10 offered him a scholarship. He was an outstanding student. He went to Bakersfield 1 year. In fact, he made academic All-American as well as All-American playing linebacker. Ends up here because no one in the Pac-10 wanted it. Can you believe that?
That's something.
Yeah.
Good a football player as he is.
We all make mistakes.
3 yards Miami needs for the first down.
Ball.
Toretta with a nice fake. Throws high and incomplete.
Orlando Waters was defending. It is 4th down and 3.
You know, the best thing Snyder does is punt the ball so you can't return it. He gets it up high. He doesn't do it that time, but his history is punting it up high. Didn't do a good job on that one.
So Arkansas will have the ball on the 20-yard line.
Now, Brent, looked for Arkansas to come with some kind of a misdirection play. They wanted to do something like that every 10th play within the ball game offensively.
Well, the word from the field, Jack Crow looks on, is that Don Gooman, the linesman, has moved to the umpiring spot. And what's interesting about Gooman is he's about 10 yards from the line. As Adams rolling out, throws complete to his tight end for a first down. There is Lindy Lindsay, and he's a wonderful story. He's been blocking well, and you were telling me he's a good all-around athlete.
Outstanding golfer. In fact, I understand his dad has offered to sponsor him 2 years out of college to try to make the pros, you know, playing with the big-time guys.
His father played here and then went on to the Minnesota Vikings.
That's right.
For a while.
Had a good career there. Yeah. Lindy will graduate in December. Good student.
Arkansas with a 1st and 10, and E.D. Jackson taken on at the line and brought down in a hurry.
Nice job by Matt Britton, 99, the big inside linebacker, 240 pounds. Moved right in there, whipped the fullback, and got the ball carrier.
Okay.
Miami using a lot of defensive rushmen here this afternoon. It's a young line, as is their offensive line. Marucci with a leg injury being tended to on the Hurricane sideline.
Marucci's important to them in their goal line short yardage offense. He's a third running back.
Now on 2nd down.
There's the option.
The option gets it to Jackson with daylight, and another first down. Hey, let's go down to Cheryl Miller, who is downstairs with our injured official, Rusty Spindell. Cheryl?
Well, Brennan, the hit looked a lot serious than it was. Rusty said that he was just basically had the wind knocked out of him. He said he stepped up when he should have stepped back. I guess you never know how big these players are until you get ran over.
That's for sure. 1st and 10.
There was that option play. See, if they can execute the option on and slow that defense down inside and get out on the perimeter, they'll move the ball.
The toss to Tony Jeffrey, who replaced Jackson, to the 44-yard line, brought down by Damon Bethel, number 46.
You mentioned Damon Bethel. He's out of Philadelphia. I remember following his career just a little bit in that area. Played at Roxborough High School. He was an honor student in high school. Played in the Big 33 All-Star Game and Philadelphia Daily News Lineman of the Year. Damon Bethel, number 46.
For a young defensive line, one of the toughest plays to defend can be the option. This is a straight power play with Jeffrey to midfield. Arkansas is moving the ball on the ground.
You know, we just talked about Damon Bethel doing a good job. Isaac Davis, number 77, must have heard me. He just nailed him with a good one-on-one block.
Arkansas here in the opening quarter has already rushed for 88 yards.
Here you'll take a look at that block to the right side of your screen. See, he turned him right out there and opened up that hole to the inside.
Arkansas came in a 22-point underdog. They have not played like that here today, we should add. Now here's the option. Adams keeps it and did not get the first down. Very well defended by Herbert James, 26, making a nice play for the Canes.
Brent, did you see the defensive end, Anthony Hamlet, number 97, go all the way to the pitch, pass up the quarterback, and deck him? There's no option left. The quarterback has to keep the ball.
You know, I always consult Bob the Bellman on game days here in Little Rock, and he told me if it doesn't rain, we're in trouble.
Well, Hamlet made a beautiful play that night. Now, he missed 10 days of practice in training camp with a chicken pox. I never heard guys that old having a chicken pox. How old were you when you got it?
I think about 12.
Were you?
Prather. Punted again, Coach.
That's harder to return that. Oh, go up and
wheeled it. Should have stopped and made the fair catch.
You bet. You called it right, Brent. The coach would tell him, the special teams coach will be upset with him. Dave Arnold would normally have him go up and make that catch. Fair catch it. They lost about 8 yards. That 8 yards back there is a tough 8 yards.
Well, this is exactly where Gino Toretto wants to be. And now rushing, this gives you an idea of how Arkansas has moved the ball on the ground.
Right.
Yes, they have made some mistakes here today.
And you know, last Saturday's scrimmage, first unit offense, Miami, first unit offense, Miami defense, the offense ran the ball very well against their own defense. Maybe they're a little bit weak there.
Now 1st and 10 for Toretta. This is McGuire, and he's met at the line of scrimmage by the swarming Hogs.
They came after him with a linebacker blitz. Number 16, Darwin Ireland, was the first one to get there. He creeped up to the corner side of the defense there, and he came around the point just to fly him.
They better go back to that long pass to Horace Copeland.
Here's what I'm talking about. Here he is right here. See him now. Watch him. He'll go right up around the corner. There he is. They turn him loose. He comes around. He gets enough penetration, shakes him up, then inside penetration makes the play.
Martin Patton is the running back, number 32, behind Toretta. Final play of the opening quarter here in Little Rock. And Toretta's pass is blocked out of the end zone. One play is the difference in this game. A 99-yard touchdown. But this time, Toretta doesn't even get the ball off. As Darwin Ireland was there again. We'll be right back.
Fans know the name Billy Winston. His accomplishments as a Razorback have not gone unnoticed, and his accomplishments as a student have received some attention too. His most prized trophy, his diploma, has the place of honor on the family mantle. Mr. and Mrs. Winston set high standards for their son, and the University of Arkansas sets high standards for its students, on the playing field and off. High standards have their rewards.
Here in Little Rock, the crowd's starting to believe that perhaps the Razorbacks can stick with the touted Miami Hurricanes, and Rusty Spindell checks back in to start the second quarter. This will be 3rd and 9 for Toretta and Miami. From his own end zone, he gets it to Williams, the speedster, and he's hit right away by Michael James, short of the first down.
Now, Michael James had short coverage backed up by deep coverage, and many times that is a very risky throw across the field like that. Now, you'll see it takes a straight drop back pass. Now, he gets back there, sets up. Now, he turns and throws. You'll see the corner is sitting there waiting. See the safety, the back was, boy, sometimes that corner react quicker. He'll go up and pick that one off.
Snyder's punt to Collins. A good one. Back to the Arkansas 40-yard line, and Collins swarmed right there. And Miami had such wonderful speed on its special team, much like you saw with Florida State the other night when they overpowered BYU 44-28.
It was a 47-yard.
You know, the Arkansas defensive coordinator Joe Kynes has got to be really pleased with how well his defense played. You know, like you said, 22-point underdog. They only have the one big play. They haven't moved it. His game plan of disguising the fronts, changing up the coverages, and coming with the occasional blitz so far is working real good.
Mentioned Florida State. Dick, how'd you feel about the Seminoles? They're preseason number 1.
Speed.
Bobby Bowden's loaded. We'll be seeing him in a few weeks. Big win at Michigan. Now, Adams back. Throws wide open. Lindsey for the first down. The best pass of the game so far by the young quarterback, Gary Adams. For 20 yards, he hits Lindsey.
That type of action where you fake to the tailback. They've been running out of the I formation. Here we are right in a pitch. He makes a nice fake. Look at the linebackers attack the run. It's not a run. It's a pass. He comes back to the right side of your screen to a tight end corner pattern in between that zone coverage.
Now remember, Miami doesn't throw to its tight end very often. They don't get that look in practice like some other teams do. So if you can use a tight end against them, you can sometimes be effective in moving the ball. And here is the handoff now to number 8, E.D. Jackson, who's back in the game. And that was Michael Barrow, number 56. And, Dick, here are the numbers from that first quarter.
Well, you can see it's dominated passing yards by Miami based on the 199er. You know, so they really haven't been as impressive as at least I felt they would be. And you have to give credit to the Arkansas defense.
Playing with some enthusiasm and emotion, which is what the coaching staff said they would bring to this dance.
And better talent than last year.
And the team that will move to the Southeastern Conference next year. Adams back wide open is that tight end again. and they get him to the 25-yard line and a first down. Terrace Harris brings him down.
The outside linebacker, Darren Smith, number 45, the All-American candidate, stepped up and didn't chuck the slot man, and that just allowed him to move in that seam, and he popped him the football. You have to hit that man. Knock him off course before you turn him loose.
15-yard gain for Arkansas, moving the ball to the 25-yard line, and Lindsey has caught 3 passes for 47 yards. He's out of the game right now. Botkin in. This is a toss to Jeffrey. Jeffrey works his way inside the 20-yard line. Corwin Francis makes the stop. Next week, Boston College takes on Michigan. Brian Forte up at Rutgers. He's probably watching his team right now. Rutgers leading Boston College by 7 points in the first quarter. Big East game. And Georgia, between the hedges, got one between the goalposts, and it's 3-0 first quarter. Ray Goff, like Jack Crow here, under the microscope this year.
You know, sometimes people will say, well, why do they run that wasted fullback right up the middle for 1 yard? I'm tired of seeing that. But what it does is make the linebackers respect that action up inside, so it enhances the time the quarterback comes off that, keeps the ball, and comes down and runs the option.
There's Lindsey. He was obviously shaken up. Now, he's been a great blocker. They're going to miss him. This is a big offensive play right here for the Razorbacks. They're going to need a couple of yards. This is a 3rd down, and it's a long 2 yards.
That's Eric Browning, the new tight end, replacing him there.
So they need his blocking ability. And the fullback's not going to get it. Great play by Barrow, number 56. He's been the standout defensively for the Hurricanes.
You know, as an offensive coordinator, you might change your thinking on 3rd downs here now with the different hash mark, different goalpost situation. The goalposts are now 4 foot 10 inches narrower. You might think about running that ball to the middle of the field on 3rd down and go for that field goal. It's going to change some thinking. Plus, we might see some more 2-point attempts because we're going to see more extra points missed.
Todd Wright,
good kicker.
And if they go through with the kick, and this is not a fake, it'll be a 35-yard attempt. Adams is the holder. And Wright, he's got the distance, and Arkansas is on the scoreboard. Todd Wright, whose brother Tate Wright kicks for Kansas State, makes this a 7-3 game. We're coming right back to Little Rock. Ellison handles the kickoff duties, and speed, as you might expect, back deep for Miami. Number 5, Kevin Williams. They may kick away from him. Darrell Spencer is the other deep return man. I know I'd kick away from Kevin.
Trouble is, the other guy runs about as fast.
They said, no, we come right to him. Here he is at the point. And good tackle that time. Oh, was he brought down by James Millett.
James did a nice job on that one.
Down we go to Cheryl Miller for more on the goalpost. Cheryl?
Well, Brent and Dick, you guys have already mentioned the goalpost difference. Now it went from 23 feet 4 inches to 18 feet 6 inches. Now this is almost a difference of 4 feet 10 inches. Now it may not seem like a lot, but consider this scenario. There's 60,000 screaming fans. The game is on the line. You can win it or you can lose it. You're 40 yards from the goalpost. If it was me, guys, under those circumstances, I would want my 4 feet back.
But we still want you to kick it. You're the only athlete on this team. Incomplete on 1st down, and it's 2nd and 10 for Toretta and the Canes.
Darrell Spencer, the slot back in that situation, did not read the defense as Toretta read it. When he was uncovered, he has the option to just pop him the football. He was uncovered, he popped him the football, and Darrell Spencer was going downfield.
I'm going to repeat a number that has to have an effect on this game. 11 players drafted by the National Football League, and 3 sign on in training camp as free agents. That's 14 players gone from this Miami roster. You need time to reload and replace all of that talent. 2nd down and 10. Toretta now back. He's got the time, and he finds Williams, who steps free of the first man and makes his way close to a 1st down, but I believe he's just a little short. We'll see where they spot it.
But I'll tell you this, the one advantage Miami has is their kids in practice work against quality athletes at every position. And that helps him gain experience. And many times they'll line up in a game and they will have been practicing against a better athlete on the practice field than they're playing against Saturday in a football game. And therefore, they come along a little bit quicker.
But this is one of the first times that I've seen them rattled offensively. And for that, we give a lot of credit to the Arkansas defensive staff and football players who have done a job in here.
They really
Usually, Miami is one of the most poised college offensive teams you would ever want to see on the field. And they were certainly on the 99-yard touchdown, by the way. Now they flood the right side. Two inside receivers, Copeland outside. Toretto will run to the other side for the first down, and there's a penalty marker down as Stephen McGuire makes his way for a couple of yards on first down. Mick Thomas, who was there with the stop.
Nick Thomas, you know, he played in the North-South Shrine game in the LA Coliseum, a game I used to go to and watch and recruit players from. And it's a great football game. When you're good enough to play in that ball game, you're usually good enough to play in the Pac-10.
During the run, we had holding against the offense. First down again after 10-yard penalty.
Now, remember the rule change, because it's an important one. Holding or clipping behind the line, they measure from the spot of the infraction.
So that 15-yard penalty could end up being 19-yard penalty.
10-yard penalty on holding. Martin Patton, the running back, is Toretto trying to change up at the line. Looks to go deep. And that time, too deep.
Can't say he doesn't have a strong arm.
We have talked about reloading and the talent that has come to Miami. The big decade was the 80s. They won only 38% of the time in the 70s. Howard Schnellenberger really deserves credit for putting the show on the road. He won the first national championship. There are the great quarterbacks who played there in the 80s. Kelly Kosar, Testaverde, Walsh, and Craig Erickson, who underwent a knee operation, did not sign with Philadelphia, is now working on the Georgia coaching staff. And this, a wonderful run by Martin Patton.
I've been waiting for that. I've been waiting for that draw. I really have. They popped it right up inside. See, they're getting good penetration defensively, that is. And if the team is going to penetrate, now see the defensive lineman getting upfield. Now they get him turned out. See, he got turned outside. There's the hole. They got the block on the linebacker. Now it's up to Marty Patton to go juke, make somebody miss, shake and break, and advance the ball.
That's a 16-yard run out to the 36. Remember the penalty, so they did not get a first down on that run. Michael James is injured.
Here's Michael James, number 7, in the middle of your screen. He's getting hit by his own man. You can see him right there. He had 11 starts last year, a lot of experience. They don't want to lose him. Guy's a real athlete. You know, he's a high school wishbone quarterback, believe it or not. Here he is playing in the secondary. But he was 4th in the 110-meter hurdles in a tournament of champions. He can run. That's why they have him at cornerback.
So here is third down and 4 yards to go.
Last year, they were 51% efficient in turning over this third down situation.
Got it.
Yeah, nice job.
Darrell Spencer, the receiver, for a Miami first down. Miami 7, Arkansas 3, 9 minutes and 27 seconds left here in the first half.
I personally like to see Miami try to run that one-back attack a little bit more. They have yet to run their favorite run, the counter gap play.
Stephen McGuire is in there. Maybe they'll try it.
Oh, I would. I think they're waiting too long.
Flood the right side. Wide receiver.
Here it is.
There's McGuire. There's a penalty flag down. Henry Ford bringing the tackle, but the penalty flag thrown around midfield.
Henry Ford made the tackle. There's a flag on the play.
So another holding call against Miami.
Joe Kynes, the defensive coordinator, is bringing outside pressure on the snap. They're bringing somebody upfield, so you've got to get the ball up inside.
There is one new look on this Hurricane team, wearing black shoes this year instead of white. Coach Erickson said the players voted to do that, an effort to help change the team's image, and we certainly have not seen any taunting today. But this is serious business. They're only ahead by 4 points. Oh, wait a minute. There's one person did not opt for the black shoes. First down now.
Got a screen.
Sets the screen, and the defender missed the stop on Martin Patton, who stepped out of bounds at the 45-yard line, back near the original line of scrimmage.
See, on this screen pass, the running back, Patton, number 32, got out in front of the screen too soon. He didn't set in there long enough. Lost his patience. Here he is. See him setting there? Now watch him set, pause. He's getting out there too soon. Now see, he's out there way in front of his block. He only had one man out there helping. You'd like to get all three of those guys out there if you can. And that peel-off system.
Lamar Thomas, Horace Copeland, out wide to the left. Coleman Bell in the game. Now Patton steps up on that wing.
Coming after with a blitz.
And they get the ball outside to the big play man, Copeland. He's thrown down by Kerry Kennedy, number 20. And at half, the Prudential halftime report. Mark Jones will have all the scores and highlights, and Julie Moran will report on the new look in college football, and we'll go over some of the rule changes that have been implemented this year, and we'll have an opportunity to hear the fine marching band here from the University of Arkansas. First and 10. To the running back. Coletta rolling to the right. Not known for his running ability, but he does a good job there. Stepping out at the 28-yard line and getting Miami another first down after that 12-yard run.
Boy, that's a very effective action because they like to run that counter gap, which they haven't run much this ball game, just one time, and they come off that and bring the quarterback out in the corner, trying to throw the crossing pattern. The crossing pattern was taken away, so he just tucked the ball under his arm and ran with it.
Remember, Miami is overcoming 2 holding penalties on this drive. Timeout has been called by the Arkansas defense. So we'll take a break here at Little Rock with 8 minutes, 9 seconds left in the first half. Miami 7, Arkansas 3.
Of all the trucks in its class, only Chevy 4-door S10 Blazer gives you 4-wheel anti-lock brakes, standard, which helps you steer through a curve while braking. Without it, you don't have as much control. And why should that be important to you? Because in the real world, safety doesn't have to be an option. Chevy S10 Blazer.
The heartbeat of America. Today's truck is Chevrolet. A 1, 2, 3, 4.
Ridiculous. I'm an athlete, not an actor. Let me out of this thing. I got rehab to do.
Oh.
Give me those shoes.
Oh.
Excuse me.
Nice shoes.
You watch too much TV, kid. Hey! Where's that music coming from? You know I don't have time for this. But I do. Hit it. Just now.
8 plays in this drive so far. It began back at the 20-yard line by Miami, and they have driven now to the Arkansas 28. The Razorbacks a little tired, using that timeout and trying to regroup. James, who was shaken up, back in at cornerback. And Stephen McGuire is the running back behind Coletta. Makes the call at the line of scrimmage, and he'll use McGuire behind the right side. And the Razorbacks ready for that play.
Yeah, and they're not blocking the backside of that run correctly. They turned the defensive lineman loose. Normally, your offensive center will make a call to adjust how they block that backside tackle. Nobody blocked him. They just turned him loose.
Tight end Joe Moore checking in for Miami. And Jack Crow's team giving up 147, Miami 193. That's where we are in total yardage here in the first half. 7.5 minutes to go. Miami trying to keep a drive alive here, and Shredder's got an open receiver and fires to him. And it'll be a first down at the 11-yard line. Darrell Spencer, whose cousin is Mercury Morris.
See, I
stepped that one for 15 yards.
They came after him with linebacker blitzes, and the safety was up in a man-to-man position, but he was too far off him. And it made it easy for the receiver just to go up and run the roll out and pop him the football. You have to crowd him a little bit more if you're going to run that kind of linebacker blitz.
Through the years, inside the 20, Miami has been lethal. And they will throw going in. Now 1st and 10 for the Canes. Toretta will run McGuire on first down. He won't need to throw it. Touchdown, Miami. And I think they're breathing a sigh of relief over there on that far side.
As you take a look at this, you'll see he popped between two defenders. See, penetration there, nice cutback ability, gets a little wall-off block right there, and heads for the end zone. And this guy's TD ratio is unbelievable. In his career, he's scored a touchdown every 12 carries. To make a comparison, in the NFL, the 1,000-yard rushers score every 32 carries. He's doing a good job.
Carlos Huerta runs his streak to 143. Never missed in his career. As McGuire, the young man from Brooklyn, New York, makes it a 14-3 game. We'll be right back.
Foot Locker presents Dwight Gooden, professional baseball player, part-time cross trainer. Barry Sanders, professional football player, part-time cross trainer. John Sally, professional basketball player, part-time cross trainer. Maybe someday cross-training will be a professional sport. What? The new cross-training shoes from Nike at Foot Locker, where it all begins.
I'm going back to basketball.
From the Far East to Europe. Across the Caribbean and throughout North America, only one airline covers so much of the world with so much warmth.
It's Monday Night Madness from the unforgettable. Touchdown! William Perry! To the most regrettable. To the fun and the boot.
Didn't know you cared.
The very best of ABC's Monday Night Football is now available on home video. Call 1-800-4ABC-VCR for Monday Night Madness any night of the week. Only $19.98 plus $3 for shipping. That's 1-800-4ABC-VCR.
From Little Rock, Miami, leading Arkansas 14-3. Carlos Huerta to kick it off for the Canes. Number 22, Freddie Bradley, back there in center field. The young JC transfer. Try to give the Razorbacks some field position. He will not get a chance. If Huerta drives him deep in the end zone, it'll come out on the 20-yard line. Will be 1st and 10 for Gary Adams.
Here we go, here we go. Let's take a look at what happened on that last play. The defensive lineman ran a cross charge. Now, by that, I mean you get an outside charge and in here an inside charge, and they picked it up and split it for the touchdown. Now, you'll see Mackenzie Phillips, 70, going outside. Rayleigh Johnson, 99, coming inside. They got it turned out. He penetrated upfield too far, get a wall-off block. He puts it in the end zone. Sometimes you throw him for a loss when you do that. Sometimes you get beat.
Dick, an important returnee, number 88. Lindy Lindsay back onto the field. Tony Jeffrey is a tailback. Lindsay has been a key blocker as well as a receiver. Adams on first down goes incomplete to the far side. Tracy Caldwell, number 9, the intended receiver.
Good pass rush by Mark Caesar. He got in there and he threw that under a little duress, ended up flat on his back. So
Miami And the Big East Conference, brand new football circuit underway. I think one of the schools that will really benefit from that will be Rutgers.
And Temple.
You bet. Second down and 10. Here's Jeffrey. Steps his way to the 25, and we mentioned Temple, Rutgers, Miami. Let's show you the entire conference. This is the breakdown because it's not like the football. I mean, it's not like basketball. Boston College, Miami, Pittsburgh, Rutgers, Syracuse, Temple, Virginia Tech, and West Virginia. The winner this year will be determined by the highest placement in the coaches poll. That coaches poll used to be UPI, and now it belongs to the USA Today, and I believe CNN is involved in that. And those are the teams that will be in the Big East. Now it is third down. Adams steps away from the pressure and gets a first down for Arkansas.
That was a called quarterback draw all the way. A little bit harder to read a quarterback draw because defensive rushman will watch the quarterback go back, and as the running back sets, if he passes him up, he'll read pass. If he doesn't, see, here he has nothing to read. He goes on back beyond him. See, the quarterback draw is a tougher read for that defensive lineman.
Outside Adams, the fellow who was moving the fastest there was Rusty Spindell, the umpire. Now it is first and 10. Razorbacks out on 37. There was holding, no doubt about it. It was almost like tackling back there. This will go against Arkansas.
This Gary Adams you see on your screen, when you visit the Arkansas campus, everybody you talk to, from secretaries, trainers, equipment people, they all say what a great person this young man is.
Boston College has tied Rutgers. Georgia started to pull away. West Carolina. So the ball will be marched back inside the 20-yard line.
That's the
This is like first and 25. That was 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage where that infraction was measured from. Big hole now for the Razorbacks. Adams rolling to the right under pressure as he is hit. He completes the ball into Lee Keith's hands.
Direct sprint out all the way. They got a good block outside. Here he is. Look at, he looks like he's smiling there. He comes out on the sprint out. He gets a good cut block right there. Now he's outside. Now they get in his face. He throws it out there. He had a man going short. He had a man going deeper. Good tackle.
Second down and 20 for Arkansas. Time remaining in the first half. Caldwell out to his left. Sprinting in that direction, again under pressure, and it's incomplete. Caldwell, the intended receiver. And Miami, with Mark Caesar and Rusty Medeiros, not giving Adams any time at all. There are the two.
Look at those
Canes
guys.
who were all over him.
They are going to be, by the end of the year, two of the better defensive linemen in the country, I think. That Medeiros is a house. 250 pounds. He can run. He's an honor roll student coming out of high school.
So it's a much calmer Hurricane team here this afternoon.
Noticeable. Now, if they don't play well, they're going to say, bring back the finger point. Throw out that lousy roll.
They run the draw with Jeffrey. He gets out to the 24-yard line. Medeiros defended the actions of the team. He says it's part of the psych job that when they show up anywhere, they own it. Own the stadium, own the fans. We take control of the game, and we own it. Rusty Medeiros, defensive end. I'm not so sure. I always thought it was talent down there and not finger pointing that was getting the job done myself. It's been a great football power in the 80s. They've sent more players than any school onto the NFL, more premium draft choices in the first 3 rounds. And as Dick Vermeil tells you, they reload. And And they have reloaded with this young man, Kevin Williams. From the 35, patiently looking for daylight, gets a crunching block, breaks free at midfield, out of bounds at the 45, and the crowd wanted a clipping call on it.
It wasn't clipping.
What a crushing block.
But you notice what he did. He set up his own block. What I mean by that, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see him set that up. That freezes the defense. That makes that's a legal block. That's a legal block right there. But he made that happen by drawing the defender to him, bring him in there. Then he gets a good block from the outside in from Darrell Williams.
Number 31, the free safety, Darrell Williams, getting in with the block. And it's a first down for Miami at the Razorbacks 45-yard line. Patton, the running back. Coretta going long and deflected, incomplete by Michael James.
Good defense by James, because if he throws that ball a step further downfield, he has a six-pointer. The guy's behind him. You see that on your screen. He's behind him, but the ball is underthrown, and good jumping ability by James. See, he was a high hurdler and a good one, and he demonstrates that right there.
This is a big defensive series. They gave up 7 the last time.
Right.
Razorback trail at 14-3.
I think they've got to come with some change-up blitz and try to throw him for a loss. That's in their game plan. They've been effective when they've done it.
Steps to the right and gets to the 40-yard line, where it will be 3rd down and 5. And at the conclusion of today's game, we'll select a Chevrolet Most Valuable Player from each team. And for the 21st year through the Chevrolet Scholarship Program, $1,000 will be donated to the General Scholarship Fund of both Arkansas and Miami. Three wide receivers, Patton the running back. Coretta again. Oh! Hit by James. Woo!
See, James was sitting out there covering the zone. He's backed up so he can really attack. See, he doesn't have to cover that man you saw go deep. He has help behind him with the safety coming over there. That frees him to come up and make that smashing tackle.
Spencer, the intended receiver. And on 4th and 5, as Spencer is helped off, Miami will go for it here with 3:38 to go. They are flaunting their talent here. Coretta going long, far side, intercepted but out of bounds. Arkansas will take over. He didn't want to catch that ball. He should have batted that ball as far as he could.
That was not a good decision by Gino to go deep there. He had the 4th and 5 situation. He had a receiver short that was wide open. He elected to try to go as he goes through the air, and I think as he gets more coaching in pressure situations, he'll go ahead and take what the defense gives you. He threw that into double coverage.
Now 3.5 minutes, and instead of being back on at least their 20 or inside on a pooch punt, Arkansas will come out from their own 40. They put Freddie Bradley, number 22, back in at tailback. He was an impressive runner until he fumbled earlier. Here he comes again, this time hammered in the middle.
See, Brent, in my way of thinking as a coach, on 4th and 5, if you are going for it on the 40-yard line, when the score is what it is right here, you don't think about going for a touchdown. You think about getting the first down if you're going to gamble at all. It's a less of a gamble going for that first down.
You can see that this young defensive line has already given up more yards here in the first half than the average yield was a year ago.
They were 3rd in the nation, 79.7 yards a game last year.
But they stood tall on that last play. The fullback. And that up man gets to the 46-yard line before Matt Breton can bring down Carlton Calvin.
Calvin's just a freshman, believe that or not, out of Fort Worth, Texas, Keller High School. Average 7.2 yards a carry, so that proves he can run the football if you give him a little room.
225. This a confidence series as far as Gary Adams and the Razorbacks are concerned. Trying to have something to build on in the second half. And again, the young man steps out of there. Nat Britton into Calvin.
They're reading that play all the way, meaning that if there's no close on the ball carrier, they give it to him. See, they're not blocking the defensive lineman on the right side of your screen. See, he goes upfield, so they hand it off underneath him, content to take that 4 or 5 yard gain. I think you noticed Rusty Medeiros, number 98, penetrate upfield. They were reading him, the quarterback, reading him.
Lee Keith, one of the wide receivers. He's inside. Adams throws high, and his receiver goes
out of bounds.
Out of bounds at the 29. I thought he was out of bounds when he caught it.
I thought he went out of bounds and came back in and caught it.
It's being marked at the 29-yard line.
Of course, we don't have instant replay, but I kind of believe he was knocked out of bounds and then came back in and caught it. Take a look over to the left side of your screen. The ball is thrown. It's in the air. See, he's out of bounds, and he comes back in. Oh, they got away with a good one. Oh, my. They do make mistakes. There he is, coming back inbounds. Now, the field judge was right there. He should have been able to call that. He just didn't see it.
A 20-yard gain, giving Arkansas a first down inside the 30-yard line. And the option, here's Bradley to the 25-yard line, and Hurley Brown makes a stop. The only thing I can say about that wide receiver, is it possible that he was pushed out earlier, worked his way back in?
Doesn't matter. You're out of bounds.
He was clearly out. I mean, it was certainly it's not even close. Now it is 2nd and 6. No, they have changed now, and E.D. Jackson is the tailback. Take one more look at this. See what the official might have been looking at here, too. As Dickerson comes in from the sideline.
He wanted to throw the short out. They rolled up on him, that meaning the corner rolled up in his face, and he tried to slip in behind him, but he went out of bounds as he slipped by him.
Looks to me like the official was looking right at him, but it's early in the year for them, too. He's hitting the arm.
He got it there.
Diving catch. What a nice catch by Tracy Caldwell. Goes up in the air and gets it.
Did you see that ball? It was a lame duck, but it got there.
I almost grabbed a shotgun and went after it.
I guess they don't evaluate it by the spiral. Real good pressure here, and he does a good job of handling the pressure. Play action pass. Look at it. He's going to throw this ball under some duress. He has time for a second. Then there's the pressure.
So part of our crowd here in Little Rock, and we've got a lot of action coming your way this fall on ABC.
Are you ready to rock?
Get ready to kick off the biggest season ever on ABC's Monday Night Football. It all begins when Sports Illustrated takes a special look at the upcoming NFL season. And then our season premiere follows as the San Francisco 49ers meet Super Bowl champion New York Giants. Monday night on ABC Sports.
It's the game of the week. It's coming your way. It's Monday Night Football, and it's time to play.
And we're ready Monday night, 9 o'clock Eastern. The Giants and the 49ers here, Miami leading Arkansas, but disdaining that punt on 4th down, now haunting the Hurricanes. They are forced to defend Arkansas, and the Razorbacks have driven inside the 15. But the clock shows only 29 seconds remaining here in the first half. So it's up to Adams to get it done quickly. Under pressure, he's going to be sacked at the 26-yard line. And there's the veteran Rusty Medeiros making the biggest defensive play of the first half.
The one thing you don't want to do in the passing game when you're already in good field goal range is take a sack. First snap, they take a sack. Evidently, a breakdown in blocking assignments. Oh, no, a missed block by the wingback. Medeiros got underneath him. The wingback was lined up too wide to make that cutoff block. I'd celebrate too if I were you, Rusty. And also thank the wingback.
Arkansas without any timeouts left. And the ball down at the 26. And the kicker, Todd Wright, who has accounted for the only Razorback points, may have to attempt a long one here in a hurry.
Well, I'll tell you, on the practice field the other day, they worked on running the field goal team on with 15 seconds left, clock running. They ran on and kicked it, and they were all supposed to cheer, but he missed the field goal. But they do practice that.
The ball is at the Miami 26-yard line. This is second down and 22. But the first down doesn't matter much with only 23 seconds to go. They've got to get this ball into the end zone or closer to it. Bradley on the delay, cuts back to the left and makes his way to the 23 with the clock running.
They're going to go ahead and snap and stop the clock right now because they have the timeout. You better hurry up, young man. He hasn't been in many of these situations. That's it. He got it 4 seconds. That's good poise. You know, he hasn't been in that situation before. Good job. Now they attempt the field goal.
2 plays were big here. The 99-yard touchdown pass and then the Medeiros sack defensively. So
right.
Both of the biggest plays of the game so far belong to Miami. And there was the author of one of them, 98. And now it will be Todd Wright, who is 32 of 38 career-wise.
He was 2 for 4 at 40 yards last year.
He has kicked a 50-yarder, however. So he has the leg. No good.
Now maybe that 4 foot 10 inches out of the goalpost right there cost him a 3-pointer.
So we've come to the end of the first half. Miami leading Arkansas 14-3, and we'll return after this message and a word from our ABC station. Dick Vermeil and I will be back with the second half kickoff in just a moment. Second half here in Little Rock. Lance Ellison with the ball on the tee will kick it off. Williams is back deep, along with Spencer. Spencer from the 13 to the 20. And works his way to the 26-yard line. Cheryl Miller, what did Coach Jack Crow of Arkansas have to say as he came out of the locker room with you?
Well, Brent, he wasn't too terribly disappointed. Matter of fact, he was very pleased with the overall performance of his team. Offensively, though, he felt that his team made some critical mistakes. They had some scoring opportunities and didn't do that. He felt that was basically attributed to the youth of the team. Defensively, he said, you just can't allow Miami the long throw, the long pass. Anytime you do that, any college team against Miami, they'll kill you. But I think, you guys, looking at Gary Adams, you have to wonder how much pressure he feels coming into the second half. What do you do, Dick, as a coach with a young player like that?
I'll tell you this, you keep patting him on the back and keep trying to run the ball. They ran the ball pretty well, and they've controlled the clock in that first half. 20 minutes, 54 seconds to 9 minutes, 6 seconds. That's keeping the game close enough for them with a couple big plays. They could win it as long as they continue to play defense.
Gino Toretta in Miami looking for the long pass here early on, throwing incomplete. Patton was the back. McGuire in, and the young man Gary Adams warming up here on the sideline to come back in the game. Overall, what kind of a grade would you give the Miami offense so far, Dick?
C. I think they've been very average. They really have. Now, again, you have to go ahead and give credit to Arkansas defense. But as you take a look at the stats, you take a look, the big difference is right here in time of possession for Arkansas. 20 minutes, 54 to 9-6. They're doing a good job of keeping it close by controlling the ball.
And that shows you how misleading that particular statistic can be from time to time.
You score in that big play, like Cheryl said, you don't win many.
Miami up 14-3. third down as Ford was standing tall for that Razorback defense. Basic four-man rushing wall trying to get penetration. Toretta, who ran for a first down in the first half.
He didn't make it.
Is just short of it as Mick Thomas, number 48, caught up with him.
You know, I was talking to Toretta on the practice field yesterday, and I asked him about a play I saw in the scrimmage, if it was a called quarterback draw. And he said, no, Coach, they don't call any draws with me. I'm not a runner. He said, I go back to throw. The draws are run by the running back. Right there, you can see if he had a step, a little more quickness right there, he'd have been able to make that first down.
On fourth down, Snyder in the punt. Collins, the return man. Arkansas trying to make a positive statement here early in the third quarter.
That's a low punt. Those are returnable. Oh!
Not against number 8, Early Brown. He stood him up right there in the middle. Arkansas's ball when you come back. Coming out from their own 24-yard line.
First and 10, Arkansas, 24-yard line. Get on excitement!
The all-new Pontiac Bonneville. More than a work of art, an engineering masterpiece. With the stability of four-wheel independent suspension and the accuracy of anti-lock brakes. The art of excitement, the science of control. The all-new Pontiac Bonneville.
Get on the Pontiac! Get on excitement!
Today, a guy losing his hair can choose between being the man he wants to be
We look great with hair. Do something to save it.
and the man he could become.
Can't you accept nature like everyone else?
Doctors have hair loss treatment programs that are proven to work, and the sooner you see a doctor, the better.
We don't want nature. We want hair.
When you've considered the arguments,
We might look great bald.
and you decide you want hair, there's only one thing to do. See your doctor, or call this number for more information.
Most of my friends don't know what they're going to do after graduation, but I've already locked in guaranteed skill training in the Army. Qualify now and you can reserve even the Army's most sought-after technical training up to 12 months in advance through the Army's delayed entry program. Sure, being a soldier won't be easy, but then nothing worth having ever is.
The shark, the walrus, and a sea of the PGA's biggest fish tee it up in Wisconsin. Coverage of the Greater Milwaukee Open begins today on ABC Sports.
Miami struck first, 99-yard scoring play from Toretta to Copeland. Then it was Wright's 35-yard field goal, making it 7-3. And in the second quarter, Miami's second touchdown, Stephen McGuire. Running it in from 11 yards out. Now Gary Adams with E.D. Jackson behind him. And a little light rain starting to fall here in Little Rock. They used the fullback Chris Kirby, and the walk-on from Pine Bluff follows the left side of his line, and Rusty Medeiros, who made a huge defensive play late in that first half, makes the initial stop for the Kane defense, and you can see some of the folks starting to huddle down, hunker down under those umbrellas.
I haven't heard many suey calls here today.
I haven't heard you got a good pick, sir?
I've been practicing a little bit. I'll give it to you in the fourth quarter.
Okay. Second down. Adams fires incomplete, close. That was intended for Ron Dickerson, whose father's the defensive coordinator over at Clemson. Medeiros again pressuring Adams. So Toretta with one scoring pass on the board already. Central Michigan. Bowling Green with a field goal against Eastern Michigan. All State leading Miami of Ohio in the second quarter. Wyoming over Hawaii out in the WAC. And Weber State with the Big Sky. Adams.
Oh, good
Nice
defense.
breakup. That was you-know-who, Michael Barrow, 56.
Did a nice job. He was in a zone coverage, working to the middle of the field, saw the pattern break out, watching the quarterback. He broke on the ball, did a real nice job of just flipping it away.
See Arkansas State up there playing Earl Bruce at Colorado State. 7-7. Arkansas State with a Touchdown on the board.
Boy, if I were Rather, now the punter, I'd try to get that ball up as high as I can get it so the coverage can get under it.
Kevin Williams off the side of Rather's foot. Took an Arkansas bounce high into the arms of Williams, who will now cut back to the right side, but cannot get away from number 48, who made that stop, and that is Mick Thomas, the linebacker, coming down with a special team.
He's played well today.
So next week, again, 3:30 Eastern Time, we'll have this lineup for you. And it's a good one. How will Ohio State do without Robert Smith? We'll find out against Arizona. Michigan, contender for a national championship. Elvis Gerback, their quarterback, against Boston College. Southeastern Showdown. And in the Pac-10, LSU, Georgia, Washington, Stanford. All those games next Saturday at 3:30 Eastern Time. Patton will start at running back behind Toretta. Gets the handoff. Hole in the middle. Squirts free, then fumbles, but I believe the whistle had blown.
I think they blew it. I agree with you, Brent. I heard it up here. Boy, that big Leon Searcy, the guy that they claim is the best offensive lineman on their team and a potential All-American, did a nice job that time. Take a look at Searcy right here, the big offensive tackle. Here he is coming off the ball at the top of your screen. Seeing now he just turns the man out. Now watch him just stay after him. Just remember now you can use your hands. Look at him stay after him. He's intense.
6-yard run. Now second down for the Canes. McGuire moves back in. Short of the first down. Good defensive play by Curtis Banks, number 23.
Curtis did do a good job there, and this is why the coaches really rely on his leadership in that secondary. He's also their best open field tackler. Honor student coming out of high school.
Third and short for the Canes. In case you just joined us, Miami has been on its best behavior. We have never seen such a civilized hurricane bunch. And they pick up the first down. That was Patton. Ian McGuire alternating as running back. Mick Thomas, who's been all over the field, chasing him out of bounds.
They just haven't been running that counter play like they ran so successfully last year. For some reason, they must believe that the Arkansas defense is taking it away from them. I question it. I keep running that thing, especially back over to the open side.
First and 10 coming out from the 35-yard line. Over the middle and complete from Toretta to Coleman Bell. He's the receiver. You know, there was one controversial moment in the first half, and I want to go back on the rule. The receiver was out of bounds and then came back in bounds.
Here's the receiver out of bounds. See, here's the out of bounds line right there.
Ron Dickerson. And if you are pushed out in college football, it is indeed legal to come back and make the catch.
I stand corrected, Coach.
That's the only mistake you'll make this year.
No, I don't believe that.
First and 10. Quick pop, and again it was Bell.
They stretch you. That they meaning the Miami offense stretch you horizontally from sideline to sideline, and they just sort of nickel and dime you in those creases as they spread out your defense.
So a young offense attempting to mature here in Little Rock.
Coach Erickson's really done a good job. You imagine taking over teams that have been to the national championship and take one to the national championship your first year. He's audibling.
McGuire forced out of bounds here on the short side at the 44-yard line. That was Ty Mason getting him out of bounds. You mentioned Dennis Erickson. He and a lot of his staff have got some roots out in Montana. Dennis came out of the state of Washington, was recruited out of Everett, Washington, played quarterback at Montana State in Bozeman, was a head coach at Billings Central High School for a while, then became an offensive coordinator at Bozeman, then became the offensive coordinator out on the West Coast, worked for Jim Sweeney for a while, Then went to Idaho, Washington State. Sam Jankovic brought him down to Miami. One of the bright young coaches in the game, rebuilding a powerful Miami program this year. And on third down, Toretta, under pressure, throws incomplete. He didn't have much of an opportunity because James Millett, number 87, was all over him.
Good pressure by Mallett. He had the outside pressure, and they had him spread from sideline to sideline. You have to give him more time than that, boys. And Erickson told me he was a little bit concerned about his young offensive line because they only have 2 veterans in there, and it's really showing today.
Paul Snyder. It's a punt. And Collins back deep to return. Booms one. And it'll go into the end zone and come out on the 20. So we'll come back. It'll be Arkansas's ball again. Came into the game a 22-point underdog. They trail it 14-3.
Maybe the reason more people switch to Glidden than any other paint in the last 5 years is because we've got the color they're looking for. Glidden, a better way to paint. And during America's favorite paint sale, not only do we have the colors you're looking for, we've got the prices you're looking for. America's favorite paint sale on America's favorite paint. Glidden.
Working out, working hard for cotton comfort on the move. The underwear is fruit of the loom.
Under more men's clothes, you'll find the comfort of soft cotton. Comfort that moves with you. The comfort of America's favorite, Fruit of the Loom.
On the street, on the road, for cotton comfort on the move. The underwear is Fruit of the Loom. Get on, get on, get on, get on, excitement.
The all-new Pontiac Bonneville.
Feel the control.
Its optional anti-lock brakes, proof-tested to be ready when needed. Its airbag deployed countless times, though it's hoped you'll never see it. Redesigned, re-engineered, and ready to ride. The all-new Pontiac Bonneville.
Get on your Pontiac. Get on
I told you Miami had been on its best behavior. Now, I want you to watch this sequence because here the Canes are saying, now, wait a minute. Thomas, I'm being taunted. Does somebody want to throw a flag? So he finally barks back at Collins.
In the true interpretation of the rule, Kirk Collins could have been called for taunting.
And what about this one? Did Arkansas get away with a double taunt?
I don't know. It's getting a... Oh, no, I don't think so.
I don't either.
You are
little
dramatic.
halo
You are dramatic.
over their helmets here.
Yeah, like the halo you wear.
Yeah, right. What is it Bobby Bowden says? It's a short distance from a halo to a hangman's noose. There he is. Give him a noose right now. Okay.
Former
Tony
NFL
Jeffrey
offensive
now.
coordinator right there.
Now the Razorbacks will try to put together a little drive here. Coming out from the 20-yard line. They've been unable to score a touchdown. They take too much time that time as the flags come down. We'll check them with the referee, Al Ford. Yeah, that's what it is.
You know, I can understand a delay of the game penalty every once in a while, but not on the first down of a new series.
No, I don't think you should delay the game.
No, not on the first down of a new series. And Jack Crow looks on. He says, my gosh, guys, what a pleasant guy to visit with, and what a well-organized practice does this guy run. Everything is on the clock. The buzzers are ringing. Coaches are coaching. It was fun to watch him work.
5-yard penalty. Moves it back to the 15-yard line now. And Michael Barrow in the middle of that defense again did an outstanding job.
Sometimes the stunts work in your favor. Watch this one inside here as they get penetration. They really got off the ball. See them stun around there, get up inside there. They get the penetration. Here it comes, a no-gainer. Every once in a while, it works against you.
Second down. 13. Adams runs the option.
Got a shot.
Jeffrey's hands, and Jeffries works his way to that 28-yard line. They needed to get to the 30. So this will be third down and short.
Executed that option pretty well, and the key to that was the wide receiver blocking the corner, stopping him to come from getting up in position to make the tackle on the pitch man immediately. It gave him that little lane to get up inside.
What kind of a defense will Miami show here on the 30s?
They don't change their defense very much, Brent. They stay in their pretty basic front. See, the offense is spread out, so they'll stay in a spread defense. Oh, they're coming with a blitz.
They came with the blitz. And on the option, he did get the first down. Gary Adams stepping out. Jesse Armstead, number 1, was a blitzing linebacker that time. He's quite a story.
Here you'll see him coming off the quarterback fullback fake. Now see, it's coming right down the line of scrimmage. Dewberry, the linebacker. See him make the fake? He goes up inside. The defensive man was really disciplined to go do what he was supposed to do, but nobody got to the quarterback quick enough.
Armstead was one of the most highly recruited linebackers ever out of the state of Texas. Shows Miami. He's coming off a knee operation, trying to work his way back into 100% physically. 1st and 10. And Adams pulling out under pressure will throw and almost caught by Jeffrey.
Boy, Darren Smith was right in his face, and he threw that thing up there. I heard some ducks quacking as it went by. He could have signaled for a fair catch, I think, on that ball.
This is perhaps their best linebacker right now, anyway, getting the heat.
Oh, yes, and he's an All-American candidate. See him here, he comes up inside, he gets up there, he keeps going. See, he's smart, he didn't jump, because you jump on a quarterback that can run, you get your feet off the ground, they duck underneath you, and they take off and run on you.
But we shouldn't take anything away from Barrow here this afternoon. The man in the middle, number 56, along with 45, and if I'm number 1, Armstead also comes back. This is going to be some trio of linebackers. It's 2nd and 10. And the linebacker's going to work that time on Chris Kirby, the fullback. Bolted his way to the 36-yard line. Bethel getting there defensively.
See, as an offensive coordinator, the head coach Jack Crow running the offense, if he can get 4 or 5 yards out of banging his fullback up inside there, even though it's 2nd and 10, he feels good about that. He really does. That'll help the option. Also help the play action off that same type of fullback fake.
5 yards the Razorbacks need on this 3rd down. And you can watch this Kane defense go to work.
Coming after him.
Oh, Adams surrounded.
Yeah,
it'll be an incomplete pass, I believe. Yes, that's the signal from the referee, Al Ford. Darren Smith, number 45, leading that rush.
Boy, he came around the outside untouched. He ought to be able to get there. He runs a 4.42 40. Now, that's 0.2 of a second faster than you run it, Brent.
Yes. 40. I got to go about 4 feet. Well, can you believe Mike Powell's long jump? Mark Jones was referring to it at halftime. Can you believe almost 10 yards?
Almost a first down.
And Carl Lewis, I hope we get to see it one of these years on television. I'm sure it happened, but I haven't seen it yet. There's Williams. Williams trying to look for an alley on that far side, and there's a penalty flag. He might have been hit too far out of bounds.
Williams returns to punt. There are flags on
Edie Jackson, I think, was the fullback on the spread punt formation, hitting just a little bit late out of bounds. He was coming down the sideline pretty tight on the sort of tight roping it down there.
See what they decide to do. They sort it out here after the penalty.
We had a clip on the run back by the receiving team. After the ball was dead, we had a dead ball personal foul against the defense. We measure half the distance, then 15 yards plus an automatic first down.
Here's the clip, the top left-hand corner of your screen, right there. There's it right there in the middle. Now Ricochet coming off. He gets out of bounds. Here's the other shot now. He's out of bounds, 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 out of bounds. Boom. Yep. Boy, that's, you know.
So we'll take a break, and Miami will have the ball on their own 28-yard line. We come back. We're up 14-3.
Oh, he looked scarier 25 years ago.
Did I?
You looked scared.
I don't know. I thought I hit it well for an innocent groom.
You were innocent for the 60s.
Any regrets?
None. You?
Just one.
What?
That I waited 25 years to give you this.
The 25th anniversary diamond, a brilliant celebration of the loving marriage.
I've got goosebumps.
Well, you've given me goosebumps for 25 years.
AC Green has them. And so do we. Chuck Person has them. And so do we. Sherman Douglas has them. But then again, so do we. And while Vinny the Microwave Johnson keeps his here, you can find yours here. The new basketball shoes from Nike at Foot Locker, where it all begins.
At Thrifty Car Rental, we understand how therapeutic vacations can be. Getting away from the little power plays, reassessing your personal goals. So to help make your vacation a relaxing one, Thrifty offers an extensive choice of vehicles at some remarkably reasonable rates. Well, the last thing you need to be doing on vacation...
More ice, Mr. Gretzky?
Maybe later. ...is worrying about money.
So the Gino Torretta era begins here at Miami. He has one 99-yard touchdown pass on the day. Led them on an 80-yard march for their second score. Martin Patton right now is his running back. And on first down, he'll throw it. Nope, he'll run. And he gets to the 33. Let's go down and meet his mother and one of his brothers. They're with our Cheryl Miller. Cheryl?
Thanks, Brent. I have the complete, almost complete Torretta family, and right next to me is Connie. And Connie, you must be very pleased. I just saw you turn around and hold your breath as Gino was running for the ball, but he's always seemed a very, very confident player.
He is very confident. I'm very proud of him, and I'm just hoping that he does well. We need a few more points up on the board. I know we're going to get him.
Spoken like a true mom. Now, Gary, you had the opportunity to coach Gino in high school. How have you seen him improve the most?
I feel that he's improved dramatically. I mean, physically, he's a lot stronger. He's in a great system, and I just think he's making the most of it, and I expect big things out of him in the second half.
Well, Brent and Dick, I definitely asked these guys who was the best athlete in the whole family, and we both agree, Gino and I, it had to be Gary. He's the biggest, and who's going to argue? Let's go back to you guys.
Thank you, Cheryl.
I like Cheryl's new hairdo. How about you?
I like her new sweater.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, plus she brought breakfast. I like her even more.
Pick up those checks, Cheryl, and we'll love you. Down now for Torretta of the Canes. First down. Conley throwing to Darrell Spencer. Your impression of Torretta so far?
I think he's done a good job. I think Arkansas has done a good job of putting some pressure on him. I think, for example, in the last scramble, he could have easily thrown the ball down the open seam. There was a guy running clear all alone. He didn't see him, not progressing maybe as quickly as he will 3 weeks down the road on receiver progression. 1, 2, 3, get rid of it.
First and 10 for him here. Ball is at the Miami 45-yard line. Big McGuire, he's all alone. Torretta has a man. He's going to go to Copeland, intercepted by James. Oh, what a catch at the 3. What a play.
I'll tell us where to send it. Here you are from the end zone. You'll see it's bootleg action. Lyman going to the right. Fullback takes a counter step. Now he comes back out. Now he wanted to throw the tight end crossing, but the defense, good discipline, got underneath the pattern, so he ends up going to the post pattern down the hole a little bit late, and that allowed time for James to recover. Good interception. If you're going to go down that deep, you got to go a little sooner.
The handoff, and bolting is E.D. Jackson out to the 15. I'll tell you what was interesting about Michael James making the interception. On Miami's second series of the game, it was James who bid on the run, and they burned him. Horace Copeland going 99 yards for a touchdown. And so James, who has played a splendid game since that one play, gets his revenge. But now it is up to the offense to see if they can dent this mighty Miami defense. And Adams fools them that time. Finds plenty of running room, and he's out to the 25-yard line. So this is the play, Dick, that we were talking about early in the game.
When they ran the fullback up inside, James read it as a run, stepped up, or else the safety was supposed to get over and back him up. I'm not sure what the call was, but you can see here, he's alone going down the sideline for 99 yards, and you can't throw it any further.
And there was James in pursuit, but now James comes back here in the second half with an interception. And it's 1st and 10 for the Razorbacks. 4:50 left in the third quarter. The young Hogs hanging tough. And that again was Jackson. Damon Bethel. And over on that far side, Matt Britton being tended to. He was helped off the field.
Brent, you have mentioned a number of times Michael Burrow, number 56's name and number, and that time he attacked that I-lead play as if he were in the huddle. He knew it was coming.
Let's see what they do here on 2nd and 9 defensively.
They have changed up and run some blitzes. Right now, it looks like they're going to bring the backer.
Armstead's coming.
Yep.
Adams. Intercepted. They come with the blitz, and the ball is intercepted by Hurley Brown, number 8, Miami's ball.
Hurley Brown was the starter of the first 7 games last year. Then Charles Farms started the last 4 ball games. Experience, where he was supposed to be, double zone coverage. He tried to throw the corner pattern over there. Safety sitting there, turnover. Turn the ball over, you normally lose.
Well, it's interesting that both teams have turned it over. There it is. 2 apiece.
2 apiece, even.
So now it's Gino Toretta and the Kane offense. McGuire gets the fake. Toretta rolling to the right. Wide open receiver on that far side. And the tackle was made by Kirk Collins.
See, that's what he wanted to do on the last play that he threw the ball and was intercepted. He wanted to throw it short. The short patterns were taken away. He ended up going deep, and it was intercepted.
Lamar Thomas getting a first down for the Canes at the Arkansas 42-yard line. Scoreless third quarter so far.
It's 12 for 25, 218 yards.
Under pressure, down the sideline, and open receiver for the Miami touchdown. Martin Patton slipped out of the backfield.
They really stretched the defense that time, and they got Patton, who came in the backfield in motion, on a linebacker, Troy Chapman. I'll show you on this all-22 shot here what happened. See, the back one in motion. Here he is in motion. He goes up the sideline, and he gets isolated on the linebacker going to take him up there. And that's the mismatch. You'll see him. He's going in motion. Now, number 47, Chapman, is running with him. See him going down the sideline, and that is a real mismatch. He should be backed up a little closer by that safety, number 29.
3 more for Carlos Huerta. 144 straight extra points. There's the young man out of Texas who scored the touchdown as he slips out of the backfield, and it is the 2nd touchdown pass of the day by Gino Toretta, who has 2 years of eligibility left. He took a big hit as he threw the ball.
You know the other thing he did besides take a big hit? On that, he pedaled straight back, concentrating his vision to the left, keeping the safety to the left side of the field, and then turned and fired it down the sideline to the right with the running back isolated on the linebacker. Good coaching by the quarterback coach, good technique by Toretta. Bob Bratkowski, you know, Zeke Bratkowski's son, is the quarterback coach and coordinator. Did a real nice job of drilling him in that technique.
And a reminder, coming up next, we'll have the 3rd round Greater Milwaukee Open. That'll be right here on ABC following our college football game. Greg Norman would have made a pretty good, what, tight end, linebacker?
At least. At least. How's your golf game? Any better? You've had some time off.
I couldn't find any courses in Cuba. No, I shouldn't say that.
I read that you really liked it over there.
Here's Bradley. I have no comment. Bradley's knees the ball down in the end zone, and it'll come out on the 20-yard line, where it will be 1st and 10 for Arkansas. And I guess my question is there a way for Arkansas to score on the Miami defense?
Their problem is their receivers are the 3 people that can put the ball in the end zone. The quarterback is inexperienced, not throwing the ball real well. How do you get the ball in their hands? You know, it's hard, and plus it's tough to just pound on these people. That's Coach
Dickerson, Caldwell, the two wide receivers. It's 21-3. And this is the pitch to Jeffrey. First down, Arkansas.
The option run to perfection.
But difficult for the option to come back from a 21-3 count.
Really tough. Really tough. Especially because Miami's the kind of team that, you know, they're going on, they lull you to sleep, and all of a sudden from somewhere on the field, they strike. 60 yards, 90 yards, whatever it may be. It's 2 plays, 55 yards, time. They're not eating much clock time, are they? They don't eat it up.
Not on their 2 touchdowns. Time of possession has meant nothing in this game. Incomplete. Terribly misleading statistic here today.
Gary setups. He's rushing himself to get his feet set, get your feet set, plant, and throw the football. Here's Coach Crow.
Cody Mosier, the left offensive tackle here for Arkansas, number 60 on this second down.
Oh!
That offensive line with its hands full. But you know, Mosier, such an interesting story. There he is. He went down to Costa Rica to take a University of Arkansas Spanish class. He went down to 300 pounds, and he quickly weighed 280 because he said the family I lived with didn't speak any English, and I didn't speak much Spanish at the time, so I couldn't get anything to eat.
Como se llama food?
But you know what he said when he came back? He said, I learned to talk Spanish in a hurry.
Yeah, you
Best
bet he
class
would.
he ever took.
Yeah.
Here's third down now at 11 for Adams. Incomplete. And it'll be fourth down, and it will be Pete Rather, number 24, the punter. An interesting story, as Rather came down here from Edina, Minnesota as a baseball player, and then Coach Crow lost his punter and asked him to come out and try it. He's been a high school punter, so here he is. He has a sore arm now, so he doesn't play baseball, but his father Hal once played for the old Philadelphia Athletics, and his brother Rick was an All-American pitcher at Miami. So here is Rather with the punt. Williams running up now. He's got one for an alley, and look out. 2 men to beat.
Oh, good safety
and I
play.
will tell you, that play by number 8, he has been all over the field for Arkansas. He has just done a great job. E.D. Jackson on that special team.
The punter, Pete Rather, is just not getting the ball up in the air, and the coverage people just cannot cover it. The ball's in the return man's hand way too soon. There's no one in his face. He has all the time in the world to attack and then get outside into the wall.
Give a pitcher a break.
Maybe he's got a sore knee, not a sore elbow.
First and 10 now for Miami.
Blitz.
They're tough, aren't they, folks? Didn't take the Canes long. Whistle on the play. Catch here at the 25-yard line by Horace Copeland.
I tell you, you can sort of feel Gino Torretta, the quarterback, gaining confidence and gaining control of his offense. And you'll see what I'm talking about right here. He read blitz. He calls an audible. He knows exactly what he's going to do. He takes what they give him, gets it. Yeah, he's advancing the ball. Good play.
Second and 3. McGuire. First down. Powerful run inside the 15-yard line. Let's check some of the statistics on these magnificent Miami quarterbacks in their first games as starters. There you can see Kelly with a win, Kosar and Testaverde. They were efficient, but the Canes lost. Walsh, Erickson, and Torretta. Remember, Toretta's first start was back in '89. All came up winners. What a great list. It has become the most glamorous position in all of college football. It used to be that tailback spot at USC, but I believe now it's the quarterback at Miami who gets the most national attention automatically. Tyrone Chapman, certainly the quarterback position at Brigham Young, gets a lot of attention. Ty Detmer with a long night against Florida State. He was 19 for 32 for 229 yards and 1 interception in that game as he tries to defend his Heisman Trophy, and that's going to be tough with David Klinger at Houston. Who knows what kind of a run Toretta some of the Miami players might make. McGuire.
Ooh, good block there by Claude Jones, the offensive guard, big right guard that time, came off the ball, real physical at the point of attack. Bob Rutkowski, the quarterback coach and coordinator, told me when they get down in this area, they call, hey, look at the defense. If they see a zone, they'll go ahead and run the ball. If they see a man, they'll go ahead and throw the ball.
Marucci and McGuire. Marucci in there. The block. They load for McGuire. And he's taken on well in the line by Darwin Ireland, number 16. He's good defensively. He's played well today.
Yes, he has. He's made a number of good football plays.
On the field also is a name you might recognize, number 53, Greg Switzer. He is the son of the former Oklahoma coach, Barry Switzer. Of course, Barry once played here at Arkansas, and here is Greg Switzer, a defensive lineman, now on the field.
You know, he's an outstanding student in English, just outstanding student.
Does not take after his father.
No, and I'll tell you what, maybe not after his dad. He's an outstanding piano player. Actually has made a few bucks playing the piano. Oh, good defense.
That'll do it here in the third quarter. Scott Long. Might have been a little shaken up, but he made the play in the middle of that pit. So at the end of 3 quarters, Miami leading Arkansas 21-3. And we'll return after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Just a reminder that kids who participate in high school sports tend to go a little farther than those who don't.
Miami leading 21-3 and threatening to score their 4th touchdown. Stephen McGuire could be the touchdown maker behind Toretta here.
One thing you know is not going to be an option.
Marucci steps in motion. McGuire over the top for the score. So Miami punches in its 4th touchdown. He has recorded 2 of them here this afternoon. And now it is Carlos Huerta. You know, when Carlos Huerta first showed up at Miami and I did his first game, he was such a lovable little field goal specialist, had a little hot belly. Go out there and meet the team yesterday when they showed up here in Little Rock, and Huerta's been working in the weight room.
Really?
You ought to see him now. He's got muscles rippling across his stomach. He's become a full-fledged football player. Here's the young man who has never missed an extra point. There they are, ready to go. Don't fail me now. He's got another one. He's 4 for 4. The streak goes to 145. Never missed an extra point. Hey, speaking of stars, the killer is here, John Daly. Let's go down to Cheryl Miller. Cheryl?
Well, John, congratulations, first of all, of winning the PGA. John is also a 2-time All-American here, so you're an alumni. You don't get many opportunities to come back here and watch the football team play.
No, especially after what's happened. It's tough to get back and watch the Razorbacks play, but every time I get a chance to, I'm going to come see them play.
John, have you really had a chance to enjoy the championship?
Now, as you can see, I hadn't even had any time to shave my face here. So I've been running around. It's been crazy, and I've kind of enjoyed the game today. I know the Hogs don't like what's going on too much, but I think they're a good football team.
You have a couple weeks off. What's next after that?
I'm going to play in Hardee's in Illinois, take the next week off, and play the rest of the year. And then my schedule in the winter is going to be pretty full, too, so I'm just going to enjoy these 2 weeks and that other week and get ready to play golf again.
Well, thank you very much. And I just want to say one thing. Our Brent Musburger said, you pick the course, the day, the time, and he can outdrive you.
Hey, Brent, let's go, bud.
Hey, that's why you got to start me about 2/3 of the way down the fairway, though, John. Well, one thing's for sure. We will not see John Daly coming up next, folks, when we go to the greater Milwaukee. But I think the long driver of this group is probably Dick Vermeil.
Yeah, as long as I'm driving with a 3-speed transmission.
Hey, we've got a new quarterback, folks. The dandy little left-hander. Here he is, Doyle Preston. What a story. Folks, he's from Mount Vernon, Texas. You know who came out of Mount Vernon. You used to listen to him light up Cosell on Monday night. That's right, Dandy Don Meredith. And here he is from Mount Vernon. I wonder if his mommy and daddy are watching, huh? Preston tosses to E.D. Jackson on the first down.
And he is a freshman.
Is he a true freshman?
Yes, he's a freshman. Threw for 950 yards and ran for another 900 in an offense that was more run-oriented in high school. Outstanding athlete. All-district quarterback, all-state punter as well.
Who took over as the Rutgers coach this year, Dick? You made a mention.
That's Doug Graber, who was coaching at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Tampa Bay. And he's got Forte moving into his team next year. I'll tell you, the Big East could really help Rutgers. They could put the show on the road with all that talent around the New York area. There's the left-hander, firing incomplete. Had a little zip on that one.
He does. They say he's the best prospect quarterback-wise that they've had here since Joe Ferguson. That's what they were telling me on the field the other day. Quarterback coach Charlie Weatherby and Jack Crow, the head coach, they're very excited about the talent this young man has.
Let's see, Ferguson, probably the biggest quarterback name here. They had another quarterback, Bill Montgomery. Was that his name? I think he's got a lot of the records.
Yeah, this guy's the first left-hander since 1952, right about when you started broadcasting.
Colorado State, Earl Bruce, getting it done up in Fort Collins. There's complete. That's a nice pass. Led his running back, Jackson. Very well. Good touch on that ball.
He has a little bit of a low delivery that I think gradually they'll try to work on and get him to raise it up. But there have been a lot of very successful quarterbacks that throw with a little lower delivery. But you'll see what I mean. Of course, rolling out here to his right and throwing across his body, you'll naturally throw the ball with a little lower delivery. But you'll see, well, that wasn't too bad, actually. It's a little higher than I saw it on the practice field.
So Rather in to punt again.
Get it up in the air. There, he got it up in the air.
And here's Williams. Let this one hit on the 40. Takes a Miami bounce and down there at the 46-yard line. We're going to take a break and come back. We've got 13:25 to go. It's 28-3 Miami.
At the 46-yard line.
The Accord 4-door sedan. Took a good idea and built on it. Introducing the Accord wagon from Honda.
Cherry Lane.
Can't believe it. Finally here. Home sweet.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, come on. We can fix this place up. After all, we're Winchesters. All I wanted was a simple life. Some investments and a home of our own. Now I wish I never heard of 1636 Cherry Lane.
Did you say 1636 Cherry Lane? This is 1639. That's 1636.
Honey, let's go home.
In the movies, happy endings are easy. But in the real world, they take solid planning. So for peace of mind, investment advice, and buying or selling your home, come to the companies of the Prudential and build your future on the rock.
It's a championship rematch when these two fight as the Natties and the Giants kick off Monday night.
So another college football season underway. Already Penn State has indicated that it will contest for the national title. Florida State likewise. And here we're watching an impressive show by Miami atop top 5 team for sure next week. 28-3 over Arkansas. 13:25 to go. The new quarterback, Gino Toretta, off a fake, fires complete over the middle, and he got it into Darrell Spencer's hands. Well, we want to get an update, so let's go to today's designated anchor monster. Mark Jones, how you doing back there in the comfort of New York, big man?
Pretty good, Brent. Speaking of monsters, quarterback Rob Perez of Air Force, a monster of play here in the second quarter. He goes 71 yards on the option, keeps it himself. That made it 21-7 for Air Force. They tacked on another touchdown. Now it's 28-7. Back to Brent and Dick.
All right, Mark, thank you very much. And here, our score, 28-3. He handled that pretty well.
Yeah, you think he'll talk to us now that he's a studio guy and not working the field with us?
He's a big star now.
Yeah, he's a star.
Play-by-play. There's a fired McGuire running hard on that far side. Finally punched out of bounds by Chapman.
So they go from a one back to a no back. It's pretty obvious what you're going to do when you know the quarterback isn't going to run the draw, but they get you spread all the way across the field. He reads those zones, and he pops it to the open guy. This offense has become a little more sophisticated every year, and in talking with Coach Erickson and Bob Bretkowski, says they've added a little more screen game to it, and they were running tight end checkdowns and fullback checkdowns in the last 2 scrimmages that they haven't run today. Here's that counter gap.
There it is, and it was there, just like you said. McGuire hammered down at the 20-yard line and out of bounds. Kirk Collins getting him out of bounds. Well, we mentioned the 2 earlier games. Penn State 34-22 over Georgia Tech. The Nittany Lions extremely impressive, as were Florida State. So, Dick, let's take a look at the preseason top 10. This is the AP. Any movement that you see here?
Well, I see Penn State moving quickly. I really do. And, of course, the other teams haven't played yet, and Michigan hasn't played. But I see Penn State making a big jump.
Georgia Tech will probably slide out of the top 10 this week. We will check in on Michigan next week. They will be up at Boston College. Toretta firing incomplete for Coleman Bell. We'll also see the Stanford Cardinal here soon. Check out how Glenn Milburn's doing. How about the Heisman Trophy? We've talked about those 2 quarterbacks, but there's some pretty good running backs. I think Milburn out at Stanford might make a move on.
Well, he certainly impressed us last year in everything he can do as a receiver, as a runner, as a kick returner, and as an outstanding student.
2nd down and 10, and let's not forget Tony Sacca throwing 5 touchdowns for Penn State. That was impressive. Oh, James. Yeah, they got it. They had the 21-yard line. Mick Thomas again, number 48, making the play.
He's made a lot of them today. You can see why he led the Southwest Conference in tackles with 136 tackles last year. He's had some shoulder problems. He had them operated on, and he told me the other day on the practice field he thought they were better, but they're never going to be great football-playing shoulders.
On 3rd and 12, they take him out.
I'd recommend that.
A little more speed in there as coverage. See what Toretta comes up with. He's flooded the right side. He's looking in that direction. And throws to Copeland, who came back on the pattern. And he's down at the 11-yard line, short of the 1st down.
See, they didn't have any underneath coverage, meaning there was no one in front of that pattern between the quarterback and the receiver. So the defender, Orlando Waters, the corner, had him all by himself. And when you come back and it's throwing well, it's tough to defend.
Joe Moore brings the play in from the sideline. Lamar Thomas is also on the field. So on 4th down from the 12, Miami will go for it. They need to get just inside the 10-yard line for a 1st down. So they can get a 1st down without scoring, and that's what they... No, McGuire will... He's short of the end zone. I thought he was going to break free, but it was Waters who tripped him up.
See, when you cut back like that, the point of attack blocking is okay, but the backside blocking is better. Watch to the left side of your screen. You'll see the blocking there. See, over-penetration up inside there, open the crease, just with poor defensive technique. You should not get upfield like that. Come across that one flat, and you can make that play.
Is the running back. He'll get the toss and try to run to the flag. Against James, he dove for that flag and was out of bounds inside the 1-yard line.
That's something you don't see Miami do very often, is toss the ball. Taking a look at the high end zone. Watch the two offensive linemen to the right side of your screen. See him pull out there, coming around. They got driven back in the backfield. He gets a lead block there by Jason Marcucci, 22, but he doesn't quite get it in the end zone. He tried to do a little dance there to get it there, but he didn't make it.
Penalty flag.
Man on the end of the line broke his three-point stance. There's no foul.
He can move as long as he gets reset.
Side judge, Dr. Jerry McGee, made that call, and he wanted to make sure we sent along best wishes to his mother, Mary Cadell, recovering from
fumble.
Fumble. Dr. McGee's right there in the middle helping to sort it out.
With all these messages we're sending to mothers, is your mom listening, or is she tired of listening to you?
I just take care of the officials.
Encroachment by the offense before the snap. 5 yards.
They don't want to score.
No, they're their own worst enemy. They were too close.
They'd rather score from a distance out.
Yeah.
Here you're looking right down on top of it. Bad snap right there. I don't know.
Just outside the 5-yard line. Second down here for Miami.
No back attack.
We'll send Patton out of there. They throw the floater for the end zone.
Oh, good defense.
Incomplete, and he was well covered by Orlando Waters.
That's a nice job. This guy's playing in his first college football game. He was a Prop 48 guy. Didn't get to play last year at all. Didn't get to practice. He's had 3 weeks of football practice. He's lining up playing against one of the better offensive teams in the country. He's in bump and run situation. Here he is, and making a good football play. Orlando Waters. Here it is again. Now look at right up. Get up there. See, he watched the receiver's hands go, and then he went.
Got a little warning note from one of the officials for taunting after that play, too, when he hit Thomas's hand. Now on third down, firing high and incomplete, and it'll be fourth down, and Huerta will come on and attempt a field goal.
Now here's when the narrower goalpost hurts the field goal kicker, because you are kicking the ball from a college hash mark. That's 17 feet, 5 inches further out there. That angle is much greater.
Well, here's what Huerta had to say about kicking with the narrower goalposts.
Now, 4 feet, 10 inches more narrow. I've stressed the fact that my hold's got to be a little bit more perfect, and I, relayed that to my holder and my snapper. But as far as accuracy, and if I have to do that last second, I heard a kicker say they moved in each upright, but they didn't change the middle, so let's just hit it right down the middle. That's what I got.
Ice water. That's what they should call him. 31-3.
Foot Locker presents Dwight Gooden, professional baseball player, part-time cross trainer. Barry Sanders, professional football player, part-time cross trainer. John Sally, professional basketball player, part-time cross trainer. Maybe someday cross-training will be a professional sport. What? The new cross-training shoes from Nike at Foot Locker, where it all begins.
I'm going back to basketball.
There is an easier way to fix your car. Get a Civic 4-door from Honda.
Is that a new dispatcher?
Dad, she was here the last time you checked up on me.
So those Rollins guys.
They still trying to steal our drivers.
Well, I think I got that under control. My Payne Weber guy set up a 401k. It's a pension plan, so obviously the longer a driver stays...
That must be costing a bundle.
Well, it costs a lot less than constantly breaking in new men.
How does a stockbroker know that you've been having trouble keeping drivers?
He asked.
Well, the University of Arkansas is not located here in Little Rock. No, it's up in Fayetteville, a little over 200 miles from Little Rock. And in a recent survey of the best places to live, Provo, Bremerton, Bryan, Boise, Lubbock, and Billings, Montana, just beating out Fayetteville, Arkansas right there. Dandy little town. Kim Belton, our producer, says he wants to move to Billings.
Yeah, the first winter. He'll be out of town.
I'll see you in February, Kim. Yep, let me know how it is. And here's Bradley from the 2 coming out.
He's got a hole.
He breaks free, and he's down at the 40-yard line. Oh, Carlos Huerta was only 2 men away from having to make the stop. But a 39-yard return.
Dexter Sigler, number 34, did a nice job of preventing, but he got the crack he needed, and he took it. He doesn't hesitate. He got a kick-out block. He got a block back inside. There's the crease. He's up into it. Now Sigler comes over and makes the play. There's Sigler making the play. Huerta almost had to do that. My gosh, that's not on my scholarship.
After the new weight training, he was ready. So here's Doyle Preston, the left-hander's second series for Razorbacks. And on first down, good protection, throws to his tight end, complete. And he hit him neatly. Kirk Botkin.
Botkin has super hands. They think he might have the best hands in regard to catching ability anybody on the football team.
The Miami 49.
How excited can you picture a young freshman being? First game of the season, and he finds himself playing against a Miami football team, a nationally ranked football team. He's throwing complete passes. It's got to be exciting.
He's got a chance to take over this team before the year's over. First and 10, last year in the Southwest Conference. Handoff is to Tony Jeffrey, and Jeffrey out of bounds on the far side at the 40-yard line. Gary Adams, the starter, couldn't move the team into the end zone. And I'm going to tell you, when you take a look around the Southwest Conference this year, you're going to need some offense. There are some, not just David Klinger in Houston, but there are some other teams in this conference down here. Baylor, Texas A&M. See how he struggled against this Miami defense. Certainly not an easy test for a quarterback. And a running play short of the first down, so it'll be third down.
Jeffrey, the ball carrier.
So their last year before moving to the Southeastern, athletic director Frank Broyles will lead him into that 12-team conference next year. 2 6-team divisions, and then they will have a playoff game in December to determine who goes to the Sugar Bowl in New Orleans. So that'll be a big game on the college football calendar, not this season, but next season. And the Arkansas youngsters will be looking to the east. Fumble.
See what happened in there. He was reading it. He read give, and he might have read give late. See, and then he gives the ball late, and nobody has the football. When you make the decision on a read option, by reading the defense, going down the line of scrimmage, you think you're going to give it to him, you better give it to him right now. Now watch him as he goes down the line of scrimmage. He'll extend his arm. Watch him extend his arm. See, now he's reading. He reads, give the ball, and he takes it out, and then wants to give it to him. See, indecision.
2 coaches in the South who are going to be under the microscope. One is right here, Jack Crow, 3-8 a year ago. They have not had back-to-back losing seasons down here. I think you've probably got to go back to the 50s to find that down in Arkansas. And it's going to be tough in the Southwest Conference this year.
Ooh, nice play.
Frank Costa is now in at quarterback, and he handed the ball off to Donnell Bennett. So we have a chance to watch the young backup, Frank Costa, out of Philadelphia St. Joseph's Prep. 4 years of eligibility remaining. He's a redshirt freshman. I like Lamar Thomas's nicknames. He calls Toretta Gino Marino, and he calls Costa Costa Verde.
Well, Art Kehoe, the offensive line coach from Philadelphia, comes into Philadelphia, and he recruits these kids. Frank Costa played in the Big 33 All-Star game, Pennsylvania kids against the Maryland All-Stars. they really think he has a fine future. He doesn't like that one.
The present's not so bright.
Good future. Excuse me, Frank.
Demetrius Davis stepped in there and intercepted Costa's pass.
You'll see he's going to come. He pedals back, looking left. He turns right, fires. He doesn't read Demetrius Smith coming inside out. A zone-playing linebacker throws it right in his belly. That's why you need experience in this game.
You know what impresses me about Arkansas? The fans.
Yeah,
There's a lot of them hanging in here, cheering the play by their defense, and they'd love to see them get one in the end zone right now.
The defense came off the field the series before last, and they got an ovation.
Good. Here's Preston. Complete and
he
dropped. They'll rule it incomplete. They'll say that number 10, Lee Keith, did not hold on. He's the transfer from Oklahoma State out of McAlester, Oklahoma. There he is, Lee Keith.
Sat out last year, didn't play. A little bit rusty. They do like him, though. They consider him a guy that's going to contribute to the football team. You know, I think the advantage that Coach Crow has is having an athletic director that's been through the ropes as a football coach, and who's done it any better than Frank Broyles, you know, an understanding guy and knows, because they're in transition, moving from a wishbone personnel over the few years into wide open offense. It'll take him some time. Watch out.
Preston, and he was going down in the arms of Owen Kelly.
Preston passing incomplete. He was pressured by Darren Klein.
Doyle Preston from the bright lights of Mount Vernon, Texas, into Little Rock, Arkansas. Only one field goal against this tough Miami defense. They have racked up some points in the polls this week, haven't they? Now Rutgers with a lead there. Georgia, Coach Goff. Big lead over Western Carolina. And in the wacky whack, Wyoming ahead. Preston shakes the defender, throws just a touch high, but perhaps Dickerson could have caught that ball. Darren Klein was coming after the quarterback.
They'd sort of lost their rhythm offensively. Not that they, you know, in the first half they had some things going for them. The misdirection play with the quarterback keeping, and he hit a few passes and had the option going. In this second half, the defensive coaches from Miami, led by Sonny Lubick, have done a good job of adjusting and have taken all those things away from them.
7:42 remaining.
There, now he's got a soft corner.
Preston rolls, throws high and out of bounds.
See, now he's trying to throw a ball complete. There's a defender behind the receiver and a defender in front of the receiver. Pretty tough to throw that complete.
Come back to Little Rock in a moment. Rock, Arkansas, and here is quite a college football story that we want to tell you, because this young man is Mackenzie Phillips. Not only is he fortunate to be playing football, he's lucky to be alive. He's down on that defensive line right now for the Razorbacks, up against Frank Costa and Miami, and off a fake, Costa is going to put it up on the roll, and there it is, complete for the first down. Now, Dick, tell us the story about Mackenzie Phillips.
Well, he has a serious asthma problem. He did not play football last year. One time in high school, he actually went down for the count on the field. There was no pulse, had absolutely no pulse. A doctor there, everything went well, got him going again. Comes to college, plays well. He couldn't play last year, decided to play again this year, doing everything he can do to keep playing. He loves to play the football games, and here he is making plays.
His father, Lloyd Phillips, won the Outland Trophy here at Arkansas, playing for Coach Frank Broyles, been at the ball carrier. What's interesting about his comeback, Dick, is that this year he suffered from dehydration early in the practice, and they had to rush him to the hospital at 5 o'clock one morning. They had IVs, try to restore the fluids. He'd gone from weighing 257 to 239 in about 30-some hours. And it kept him in the hospital for a couple of days, and the doctor wouldn't let him return until he got his weight back up to 250. And so here is Mackenzie Phillips, one of those just wonderful stories that exist in college football with some of these youngsters you don't hear a whole lot about.
And he likes to play. I mean, what reason would he be out there? You know, football scholarship? No, he's out there because he loves to play the game. I wonder if his mother loves him playing the game. You know his dad, Mike.
Yeah, it's a football family, but she probably keeps her fingers crossed when she watches him play her. So Costa moving Miami again. They lead it 31-3. 6 minutes remaining here in Little Rock.
Miami has a bunch of young kids in there right now on the offensive line.
Costa fires again to Bobby Bird, number 12. Birdman makes the catch.
They'll be proud of Costa at St. Joe's Prep in Philadelphia. They've turned out some good football players over the years.
I would imagine that Joe Paterno might have been breathing fire to try to get him to come to Happy Valley. We'll be there in a few weeks to see that BYU Penn State game. Oh, I was impressed with the speed of Paterno's defense. There is Mackenzie's mother watching the game right now. Larry Jones, number 23, over there on a wing. And it looks like Costa's going to try to go get more. And James takes the wide receiver out at the 15. That was Chris Jones.
I can see why Dennis Erickson told me yesterday on the practice field that he felt the fact that the other quarterback left and Costa was here was more pressure on him, but he really felt that Costa had some big-time potential. This will just force him to show it sooner than they would have liked.
Now it's second down for Miami. Canes with their backup team trying to put another touchdown on the board. Well defensed. And you won't want to miss the Monday night opener, will you? Preseason coverage starting at 8 o'clock Eastern, and then we're going to bring you the game between the Giants and the 49ers at 9 Eastern time in the Meadowlands.
Remember that playoff game last year?
That was a great game. It was a great
down the final seconds, a little fumble right at the end. Great game.
Gary Reasons.
I think Parcells will go to the game.
No.
Well, let's sit home and watch it.
Oh, you watch on TV?
Yeah.
Oh, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I think so.
You don't go to all the Eagle games.
No, I don't go hardly any of them.
Third down.
Oh, good keep.
Costa rolling. Receivers covered. And he's down at the 12-yard line.
You know, that action with all the backs going one way, with the lineman pulling, and then the quarterback coming back out the other way is really tough to defense. The best thing you can do, or hope you have a defense called, where you have a defensive end coming upfield, and when he comes out there, you give the quarterback lunch. Otherwise, he's out there and looking for the patterns, crossing patterns coming downfield. You see more and more of this in pro football. And Hofstadter runs this stuff.
Fourth down for Costa. Took too much time.
The 5-yard delay of game penalty.
So that will bring the ball back to the 17-yard line.
How about Coach Erickson and Bretkowski called the plays together from the press box to him. He's totally involved in the offense. Every play called goes through him, and they work it together. They have a good system.
Quarterback coach. He was a quarterback himself.
Right.
One of only 2 men to ever win a national championship his first year at a major school.
They're coming after him first thing. Yep. What's wrong?
Delay game offense.
They don't want to score.
Coach not too happy about that. Back-to-back penalties against the offense here.
3:39 to go.
And they have been, folks, perfect gentlemen here in Little Rock this afternoon. Not only that, in the old days under my good buddy Jimmy Johnson, they'd have scored 2 touchdowns in the last 3 minutes, especially against his alma mater.
I saw Jimmy's Dallas team play in the preseason. Nice catch.
Oh, great catch.
Nice.
15-yard line with James hanging on Bobby Bird. He's made 2 or 3 catches here.
That was really a nice throw. Talk about catching the ball in a little pressure. He throws it up high in between. Now watch this ball. It's coming right at you. Look at him go up right in between. Good concentration. A hand in front of him, a body right behind him, goes up and brings it down.
So on downs, it'll go over to Arkansas. Doyle Preston with 3:29. looking for their first touchdown here this afternoon. Then tough sledding against this defense. Incomplete, and Dickerson was open at the 30-yard line. Missed an open man that time. Dickerson was in front of the defensive backs.
You know, sometimes as a freshman quarterback, inexperienced guy, you get in the ball game and all the things you've been taught, how you read a pattern, the sequence you go through in terms of progression to the receivers. You get out there, you get over the ball, you snap, and you go back. I'm going to throw it to this guy over here. I know where he's going, regardless of what happens. And gradually you learn how to execute the overall scheme and design.
Second down and 10. Incomplete. Tight end was well covered that time, Lindsey.
And he read Lindsey coming on in behind him, and Lindsey stopped up. Lindsey actually should have kept coming on around behind that defender rather than stopping where he did. So I fault the receiver, not the quarterback.
You know, they've had some great basketball teams through the years here at Arkansas. Joe Klein's downstairs with Cheryl Miller. Let's go to Cheryl.
Thanks a lot, Brent. With me is Mr. Klein, and you graduated here from Arkansas in '85, and you got a summer home here, so you get a big chance to come down here and watch some football games.
That's summer in Arkansas and winter in Boston. A lot of people think that's kind of got a little mixed up. But no, we really enjoy it. We love coming back here.
Well, the years that you played here, you saw some great football games. Where do you see the program today?
Well, I think it's all right. I just think it's in a transition period, and I think it's like anything. It takes patience. There's no such thing as a quick fix in any sport, and I think that if we stick with it and keep developing our players and stay with our recruiting, everything's going to be fine.
How will be the Celtics and a healthy Larry Bird?
We're going to be all right.
I want you to know I'm going to forgive you because you're the guy who's always putting the elbow on my brother's chest. You guys, I don't appreciate that at all, but I forgive you, Joe. Thanks a lot for the interview.
Reggie appreciated that, Cheryl. And there's the young man who made the interception. Casey Greer, in intercepting that pass, went down, and perhaps he knocked the wind out of himself when he went down. But at any rate, he was shaken up on the interception.
He's heading to the bench now. He knows where he is. I think he just got the wind knocked out of him, like you said, Brent.
There it is.
There it is,
yeah. He went down on top of the football.
Yeah, right down on top of it.
Well, Dick, you've seen a few of the quality teams, not all of them. Here we watch Costa handing the ball off to his running back. Tell me right now who you think is going to win the national championship. I know it's virtually impossible. Who would you pick?
Well, right now I'd have to jump on the bandwagon of Florida State. Everyone was on their bandwagon coming in. They really, showed what they could do the other day. They've got to play a lot of ball games. And well, how about you?
I'm going to take Clemson.
Ooh, hey, pick right out of there. Yeah.
And I'll tell you why. I think Florida State's schedule is extremely tough, and I think Clemson draws a break at home with 7 home games, and I think they're going to roll. And having seen Georgia, nice play by James. Number 7, he's been a good player for Arkansas here today.
I think Penn State, if they can stay healthy, is going to be in there, too.
Another team with a tough schedule. They've got to go down to Miami. I find that through the years, when you look back at the national champions, the schedule is absolutely critical.
You bet. I agree with you. The University of Washington, if they come back healthy, and that last year they were the best team that I saw.
I agree.
And if they
thought they were number 1. We still don't believe they lost to UCLA on that
that's right.
rain-swept day out there. The other team that I like, Dick, is Houston. But it's a very tough Southwest Conference this year.
I'm just not sold yet that you can win a national championship with a run and shoot.
Really?
Because your defense never gets to work against tough football teams where you got to stop the run and play the goal lines and the short yardages and all that kind of stuff. And against the better physical teams, can you hold up?
They got a big one coming up in Miami. A Thursday night special.
Miami. Well, I'll tell you what, I saw Ware play 2 weeks ago for Detroit, and he was a Heisman Trophy winner in the run and shoot. I'll tell you, he's struggling, really struggling as a starting quarterback in the NFL. There's a guy you see on the screen right now, Jack Crow, really pleasant guy. It was really nice opportunity to spend some time with him and watch him coach and his coaches teach, and they're really doing a good job. And he'll bring this program around.
2:20 to go here. 3rd and 8. And the backup quarterback, Costa. And another good defensive play. That one by Demetrius Smith, number 41 here for Arkansas. Next week, we'll be up to see the Wolverines against Boston College. But we're going to get Michigan back-to-back. There's a big one in a couple of weeks that everybody's
Notre
going
Dame,
to see.
yeah.
Notre Dame and Michigan.
I wonder if those two guys we just saw that little news clip on will be playing. You know how
yeah, Rick Meyer.
Lou is pretty tough.
We'll have to see what, if any, disciplinary action is handed out. 2:12. Of course, prior to that game, they play Indiana in their opener.
Indiana's got a great running back.
Might be easier to beat Indiana without your quarterback than Michigan, though.
Yeah. Well, Michigan's got...
Before the ball was snapped, encroachment by the offense. Repeating 4th down.
That big tackle, Skrepnik, you know, and Elvis Squareback, and Ricky Powers came on so strong for him. They're going to be in the hunt for that national championship, staying injury-free. You know, again, you see Crow on your screen. It's fun to be around coaches that really love kids. It's just so obvious that he likes his players. You know, he's a real warm communicator with his players.
4th down for Miami. And Arkansas will get the ball here for the final 2 minutes as Greg Switzer, number 53.
He came around big Diego London, number 74, 300 pounds. And here is Greg Switzer, a former walk-on, coming around him. You'll see right here, he's going to come around him. Look at him. He's just keeping coming. Here they are on your screen. He just keeps coming. Now, Diego didn't keep working on him and stretching him and using his hands like he should. He, too, is an inexperienced offensive tackle. They got the ball back.
And Doyle Preston. Let's see if he can't move the Razorbacks in here in the last couple of minutes.
The last interception he threw it because his setup was poor. He was not in control of his body. Now he has good setup there. He should throw much more accurately with that setup technique.
Hi to Keith.
Yeah. People with lower arm deliveries, in my opinion, those quarterbacks tend to throw the ball over the top of receivers until they gradually learn to control it. Here's that pass. Now, see, he stands up there tall. Now, the ball's going up a little bit high, goes over the top. Watch this. Watch what happens to the left side of your screen here. Oh, he gets it right in the face. He wasn't paying attention.
And here's Preston. Deflected and intercepted. Miami intercepts at the 39-yard line. Marcus Carey pulls down the deflected pass, and now the Canes can run out the clock.
Yeah. And Preston's going to go over and say, Coach Waterfield, Coach Weatherby, you know, in high school, I used to be able to throw it right through that guy. But, you know, today, they take it away from me. What's this college football all about?
So Preston, in relief of Adams, winds up completing only 2 of 12 passes for 18 yards and had an equal number, 2 intercepted.
You know, the quarterback that was slated to be the true backup to Gary Adams, Jason Allen, is out with a broken hand, and that's why he's not playing in this place.
Well, it was a wonderful defensive effort here
for a long time
by Miami.
Yeah.
All game long, though.
Yeah, really. Yeah, they did a good job. See, they didn't give up the big play, and really, as you look at Arkansas's offense, they really can't make the big play right now. But they did a good job.
And bringing the clock on down. Jones steps out of bounds, which stops it.
You know, when you coach at a place like Miami, excuse me, friend, but when you coach at a place at Miami, which is known for their offense, the defensive people never really get any credit, but they were 3rd in the nation last year against the run, only giving up 79.7 yards. They sacked the quarterback 44 times. I mean, they were an outstanding defensive football team, so that means that Sonny Lubick and his defensive coaching staff are doing a good job.
So another powerhouse will be developing down in the Orange Bowl this year.
If they can stay healthy, and by mid-season, this football team is going to be another typical, spectacular Miami football team.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Their first touchdown of the season, 99 yards from Toretta to Copeland. A great punt had backed them up on their own 1-yard line.
Almost too easy. You know, almost too easy. And that can happen.
The running back with a couple of scores. Toretta now gained some confidence. Stop the clock with 15 seconds to go while they move the chains.
Excuse me for sighing, but Big Zev Lumelski came off the ball, the offensive left tackle, and he pancaked the defensive tackle in front of him. Just absolutely pancaked him. I won't even mention the defender's name. I don't want to embarrass him.
First down, Miami at the 29.
This should do it. 31-3. Miami wins its opener. And the Canes will look for another national championship if they get started on the right track. And we'll come right back.